tẹ́lẹ̀ yànyàn. Káyé wò mọ́ yé.
Sports no ebremo no ma pi na yabɔ ne beda ye be sanim edi amamo abedwafo ni na ye krado a obeti obi anka wodwumadi no so Habib the special one obeti nka Ricardo Varas the punch man obeti nka Sansuna the maestro obeti nka midin Edi Luther King metenam edi ama Miami boss international ABOU DIABY wetia ne na chi kakra ye be hwa ma bia ye kama na dwumadi no sade ya hyehye no no ye be kɔ no sɛ amono ne nsɛm beba ɛno akyi no abadwafo besi nkonwa ɛme ya same pensin nsɛm awodo a ya gye aba ya bɔ ne beda be sanim adi amamo ɛno akyi ye be dan ye ho ye ba biem ye de afisɛm ɛde ɛbɛbrɛm ɛwɔ dwumadi no so ɛbɛ kasemadu ama dwumadi na bana wie ya wo akwanya ɛsɛ obetima afrɛ na do adwenkyerɛ ɛde aba na bia ye kama ɛne nsɛm pie bɛhwɛ ɛnura ohwɛ CAF Champions League semi-final games etodwa enra normal aye set yenye two teams a APM e final ye bese awram na ya hwe major European leagues na wotwi awieye ebi betodwa Hurricane eje ne first major title enne e oba mu nchina na saso ene ye bewram na ya hwe enne Copa del Rey final na normal eba no eswani ense o ka kire Madrid Barcelona Clasico ye bewram ye wram e wo Chelsea Tima ye friend of Manchester United. Now you say Onana atofie e Manchester Kronom. Me don't say me na de bro. Ye ba abibrem so a ye behwe na ya hwe nsema hodo a edi atenantwi ewo Ghana ha ye major Premier League games awdo beto dwa ene nsɛm awdo a enra sports minister de beto dwa ene afutua Ahmed Sem Bature eso ejama eye kotokotim no ni ahwɛ eye Zoo 15 championship a eto dwa ewo Ghana when nsɛm pia de ebremo obetima join a live on Fakye TV on Facebook, Fakye TV on YouTube, Fakye TV on TikTok. Ye social media platforms ni na no join ya. Ubetuma nya bi ahwe. Me too for say I like it. Na share no bi so enya dwumade bi hwe na bibia so enya kama. Dwumako bi adaroma na esi nkete say ya mbo ye chidom. Emi edi dwumade no eba be down. Ha ye Fakye meni u TV station MON-FRI a. Kan ho non kru brem ene be sori afri dwumade so na next program atwa so de ama woni entra ye dai ho ye ba amno ne nsem ebe toa so e de ama. Down. Now you're touching it down. Now you're knocking it down. You're not jajajaja mu yompo amano nsemo. And sempi ni abu anwa. Yade bro. Baby I will be on like na share on Fakye TV Facebook. Na be so emra and some hayen shen some na say na yemfa emra ma bra. Ye pa be wura no. Me pa chen sha so CAF Champions League. And 2 semi-final games no. Enyina etimi etodwa na resource PM no opiem Cairo International Stadium a na so ni na nso ka kire ni nyina no say team FN Ali omutina fie and Mamelodi Sundowns free air South Africa CAF president the team no and omubo 1-1 aggregate no ekwe 1-1 Obeka first leg was South Africa Pretoria eko koye 0-0 away goal rule ama team FN Sundowns atimi anya qualification pemo the finals of the Champions League bibrem ha and some pinaba na mami team FN Sundowns and kwam fa so a omo appear was stadium bia kama na another semi-final game and so todwa na pyramid and Orlando Pirates from South Africa and so pana we na pyramid I win it 3-2. I'm aggregate now 3-2. I'm a pyramid. So I'm advancing kwako PM. The final stage. The CAF Champions League. Says fan ani set. Upema say and a fan ano epeko. Uko corona setima. Your friend Mamelodi Sundowns. Or money team of the pyramid. And a besha ewa fana. I'm a biasu etmaya kama. And no edia panashanon son. And so ure rama. And adjessa fana no. First leg. Ebe tuja. 24th of May, and no air Sundowns, first leg of Pretoria, South Africa, not second leg, as what to ja, and also ever to the 1st of June, and no air pyramid, and the purple second leg no home. Let me be a sweat my kama, and Chasampa, be Piatitam, be Piachi, and no air depa, ye checham, and Tamamo, and Sempinapa, will share a timna, let's say no matitam, and Ra, will share and Sana game. Pepaswa and no tima ye fe omo Mamelodi Sundowns e come faswa omo pie omo ice omo pa ep guard of honor at the ama etima from Ali ucha bra aliba ababe omo warm up no and a Sundowns team no omo ye 2 lines ma Ali team no etimi from empire na ucha the star e Sundowns team no e fa su pie mo Cairo International Stadium e be warm up na e fe na ede na akono as usual the tradition of South African football say national team say a club omo appear biano mu kwesi akaya omo tradition omo year before the game and as usual Lodi Sundowns etimi year before the game and no edepa you breaking it down now you're touching it down now you're knocking it down near church amu yom podiamo and game no plan we team your friend Ali, almost supporters, as I said, chante ye, a catch coach, your friend Marcel, as a penny, Marcel Cola, Opekan Way Tinasia, now ye Jumo Fakye, your sports, no so we are, Ricardo Varas the Punchman, and to my name, as I said, Basse Ali, and Timon qualifier, or mobile Pamo manager, and just after the game, the entire Cairo International Stadium, supporters, and now Omo chante. Na omo etiam omo say coach your friend Marcel Cola go yente kakra and no AJC na after some chante as a manager no pam no call just 2 months before na FIFA Club World Cup na baso almost one call na enu achino almost atoto mo ba way a bottle stadium no abra game ni pa na we a manager and air dressing room na o say manager no e man na se ha o timi tumrika enya sa bottles na all supporters no to the pro manager ni defeat onya ya one team and 4 team no anko pemo CAF Champions League final stage no na some two bottles at the pro coach no e was a coach ni tumrika e was a coach man na se ha enya sa pada bottles no e betwa coach ni wantuma eno e dia pa ye chechamo eso e dia ma na me no kasa meeting bi e betimi atodwa eno just after the game and I just saw Chetima, you're from Mamelodi Sundowns, or more a team, no, or more celebrating for more qualification to the final stage. Now, me patron deserve so manager. Then says, so my manager, you have Marcel Cola, Ali Pepamono, now when you say so far, or Penny never Marcel Cola, since so far Ali job, when team and winning tier, a team of Mamelodi Sundowns, then so far 6 matches, what team up on, or Penny no so far, I just said, Lusumi no and one pot draw and Makumaku 4 and no Edward dance on Timmy Sundowns or Mopoko no na meeting be betoka na meeting never toka no and we all in paying for Jamita and Nekoyompe meeting na meeting Panawe pe manager ya fa Marcel Cola on Petima Pamono eso onyade wazupe wonko and no enter dawa mi chechamo eso edama monra and we are semi-final game 1 je toka mamimro semi-final game 2 Mami Orlando Pirates, almost supporter, Bakope, and a Ramo Pyramid, almost stadium, defense stadium, supporter Bakope, and the team Kojamo, at a support Orlando Pirates, which are away standard, Yaduma Orlando Pirates, that's from South African team, only one supporter, and the team Kojamo, at a all chante, Nana no den Papa, as support Orlando Pirates, a team, then someone to advance and Pemo the final stage and no edge just after the game and then so we bra just a go to me by and then say any genuine beer come at the moment we are semi-final game 2 na G Beto say unya supporter na on kwagina way stanza or support wetima your friend Orlando Pirates na kwam ye fili kakra na be pass wetima kama na ama u kromwa wetimi ahwe ese unko ye ba to support the team. Amani affair, Utimi Shama Piasu Yakama, and no Ete Fro Pabi Chamo, and Jamamo, my young Rum our France, the French League and Friday night football. Etimi Etoja, and no Ayatima, your friend PSG. What's not fear up against Nice, now and no shockingly, Etimano, PSG, and Lucia Nice, ever trouble 3-1. after several periods etiminya go back ma PSG ankwankusiaga so korama adjacent team ye fana Paris untin kasom ye undefeated e wo Ligue 1 se OGC needs e twa PSG into am unbeaten no e Ligue 1 matima panawe ye se team cross our record so we quite the longest streak e wo Ligue 1 so we undefeated e non with 32 matches we unbeaten e wo Ligue 1 e no eje tawa ye checha mo aso ejama mo na uko Roman Sempi and after the game ever na ultras edmatima ye fell PSG omo eso ede banner keseba e stadium na banner no mo the message agusu ede ma players no na ultra ultras edma PSG na banner the message aguso say na no mo tire omo say take out Arsenal, take us to the final, take out Arsenal, take us to the final. And no air banner no and summer ne eguma PSG ultras and eguma eti amamo na after the game Luis Enrique and ye busano say more loose more prepare akutia Arsenal no painuba day was say obeying support from all the fans before Arsenal game no OGC needs a chomo there but omo ma eno enye me patro adebia be yesterday adebia be show mo so eno some opinion no ejo twitwa ye breaking it down you touching it down now you knocking it down now you checha mu yompo eso edama na fitinya after the game ono so kasaye o se no kwani nyame ni omo ye disappointed for sa nkukua eno PSG eso na wasi nis omo ye realistic ena no kwani nyame ni na normal kama admanis bobo ekono enya recorder na fitinya chese omo pe ena omo nsa eso etim ekaye na omo are ready for Arsenal na Marquinhos eso kase after the game was say on be try eso be timpia say on betimi enya good result e wo Emirates against Arsenal or say we will try to do everything. We will do everything to get a good result there. And no and summer or Brian Marquinhos as so Edia Tuga na Luis Enrique was say attack a lot. Name Anque Jamomo Nanso Uramom game against Arsenal. Pepe as so be creating about 30 chances. So against Arsenal. Ewo Emirates now ultimate creating 30 chances Bako mienu Betman Tottenham and when summer Luis Enrique Edia Tuga so baby Pia as so be winning Etia Arsenal on Bobo Econo and no and some opinion no as so Edia Tuga na mame fan to a name as so far ultra 38% of PSG goes on concede this particular season a true set pieces a free kicks and you just saw 38% of goes on concede one Arsenal the ball Arsenal your team also a bad set pieces where you better when how to convert it declare rice more and a bad day at Amal Luis Enrique and no Ejepa Arsenal almost some game against PSG pay tifom yenu na tifom yenu ompeno and some of the travel tifonom you breaking it down at Amal says here almost see tifo bako adjust so far Jomo Patronum as never done before. Never done before. Let's have a Champions League. Arsenal, was said team winner, or team copy more fana, and Tomo Tramo, never done before. Nasati for no, or Mutragusa Bananum Cassia, or Monte Beco, Aqua Compo, Emirates, a slow baby, Yamsasa Sofa, almost North Bank Hall, and I just almost Sati for no, a Peco sign, not and watchy, and not that tifu, or mobile huge crowd sofa, huge crowd sofa and we Arsenal almost some tifo number 2 Jobe train and also East stand and one more ten back sign let me pass what by a camera at Arsenal na mamimra na minya adwuma mama say same patro urama Liverpool take it for a Sunday game our Anfield no omo against Tottenham they made take it no a be a Toby black market Nina says so Copiema, Nessa Madrid, or more excite me. I just say any credible. You feel live football ticket and no I am Madrid based site. ni nyanso ko Madrid anya Real Madrid chrono omo ewo website bi your friend live football ticket you say omo airton ticket ni bi enu fake and I'm so ama ticket ne born here £61 omo airton 3,248 pounds and one more time Nina say Uramo Armfolder you may take it again Liverpool and you sold out win the Premier League name Crawford Chomo take it in war in 2 bar take it no pay £61 not want to make a bear £30,000 and over now Jabeje a big cry £44,000 and no and a Liverpool paying for SMOP investigation Jama police for catch almost supporters SMO Bian Conco to take it in be and no Edeba na Mami Onana hey boy ni Ewusika Onana Shedo why you dusty do why you loaded Adaya Onana Kotofie Ewo Greater Manchester Efienu Bomb Eya £3.5 million and yes sika kuma na America no £3.5 million and no sika Onana Jakotofie Efienu Eya just 4-bed mansion. There's a room senior 4 pair and the home I just say feel normal and what if you be an ambakika as for Ediachono Okoroma me patro if you know or a swimming pool and if you basketball court if you na cinema if you na gym as if you na and watching Obetima Quatra a poolside no one in the family in the for as you to actually kakra no much money let buy a camera and no man professor say anticipate as Onana and Passay at Manchester na and no end summer and Crawfordia to draw ye church are breaking it down not yet touching it down not yet knocking it down not yet church are yompo also a damamo our age so you go breaking on my down not yet touching on my down Mpacho maminya jumama and then the big game no as to toka about 8 p.m. Ewo Estadio La Catuya and no Barcelona and Real Madrid Clásico just toka na Ubrama Mamifantu name as Clásico toka and 8 p.m. no and Sempina Eba na referee Ricardo Di Burgos the center referee Opechinam Ewo Agupramano so na Hansi Flick akasa was say the job and in the technical team no as a or any place in the player juma I'm a Biaya Kama supporters 26,000 me Barcelona fans so be Ramos Stadium no and si flex was say entertain more manager winning game at the moment yenti Hansi Fleck
want to be ready. It's a final special game so we are one of the best teams facing tomorrow in Europe or maybe in the world. I'm not sure about that, but we want to be ready for that. So the team is good, feeling good. They're very happy to play this match and to enjoy the match, and this is what we want to do. It has to give us confidence for that, and of course it's a new game. And it started by 0-0, so we have to be focused because they have really fantastic players and they can hurt us, and we have to be there on the pitch, and we have to.
I know I am Barcelona boss, your friend Hansi Fleck, and I'll tell you, Kasia Sawai, and then I'm partner or Bebo left back, Ajama Barcelona, or friend Hansi Fleck, Biananoa, was it you will see that today. Mupehun ene na mwaya wo demand central for na was Ferran Torres as watch there as obetima no panai watching so many occasions na Robert Lewandowski entimi siakai na already edika maya we was eno enya just beha obre fan Lamine Yamal and Rafinha and nsama odi atuga ye di emamo na what was said in some pituga was almost very clear idea there. And then omo person omo ye and the style omo person omo pattern of play and then omo be exhibit and we some of panyin dia tuga ye church am ajama na Ronald Darrow said them the two and one Hansi Fleck and the PM for the press na also the tuga on besides oh boy mo and our people left back and also oh there be a left back we are born in so many occasions and that's what about Bako at the Barcelona and it was also Bako was against Real Mallorca or Bako or left back at my Barcelona the one why ready baby coach I didn't bet to be or betima fitem at the Barcelona I'm be Biaya Kama and no Ediaba na me patro ma me boy na Zefano Lamine Yamal Nazrawi Ebana ni dini nyina na mjama no Lamine Shama Nazrawi Ebana na unim se wako dynity on se Lamine Shama hwe video no ono ena me pacho okono na Lamine Shama wako dynity nto ohyeche waye ni tin se name Madiana mlebi we blondie ena Lamine Shama wakwa pro si ya okona fache eche se yimala bimo any rich mo and you know what a camera still capture no except what quantity na mame abra ye training no Lamine Shama ye training na o cheche on percent ni tina wa kwadai no amanfo pe hu mame video no we name master na bi and wa kwaye mame video na no ye training no nice one day Lamine Shama ini go Martinez mo and Eric Garcia emu nyina Pedro Gavi mo ye training na se boy no cheche on percent ni star na wa kwafo and Copa del Rey fana air classico no beba bonte amam krofo etime despite sana ho air degree no na 30 degree heat na so na osacha what the air training and no eje dawa ye checha mo eso eje amam e wotuma no so na ukorama ma me mfanto am sama candidate test again as ni shares in the capture womo as a brand training estadio La Catua na omuso no 18 komo Macandra test again after 7 months of injury wababaka team no kanwa wani shares ni 18 komo twama bibia eso atim ayakama eno edepa ye breaking it down na mame team na nkasa training Hansi Flick MXC players no on sa komo ye training obetima ma 11 players dakro na nkawatwa predictive Barcelona almost starting lineup as you know on Mexico team no enti Barca starting lineup difficult so ukwohwe omu training pinra ubetime a predict almost starting lineup ama biaya kama eno edeba ye checha mu aso edi ama modwumaje no so na mami sam breaking way down na me touching it down as eno wala porter appear ho na o shine sunglasses e wo estadio La Catua so eno ne Rafa Yosti enina timi ko ho 30 nachi abrana 28 degrees abrana o shine ne sunglasses no na timi se no mu training o hwe training pitch nachi na se wia ekwada ho eno ede ban ma me fanto ne as Real Madrid omo atake sad decision way enura omo decided so officially omo nko for official photo shoot omo nko for press conference omo nye train wo La Catua enwo chi official dinner Madrid anko enura jamabo su na Madrid anko na enura Hansi Flick twen ya na o twen ogre friend Carlo Ancelotti na nkone na twa official photo shoot no omo timi aye Hansi Flick twen ya de Don Carlo Ancelotti wama eno baako ma me press conference room ewo uramo estadio La Catua babia was some press conference Barcelona akwakwa mu de Madrid ekwa press conference and central for twa Madrid ama me press conference no eno edeba na Roman Pacho CHTV Pacho sa union no express distance sidabi jituma enye ye ni nyan se eba VAR referee panyin fene fortes and somebody betuga so be take legal action for coming days at Real Madrid no because of some video of far referee Ricardo de Pegos was entwaye ade some condemn sansen seminar no dia any kwase so no edeba ye breaking it down na ma me fantuga said the president at ma referees committee was Spain right for Luzan and Dabetuka say confirm said referees no sisa opia said no am touching it down at mamono sisa opia referee Ricardo de Pegos and a bedroom ama ne game netuma toka and what he was the tuya say on opinion Jose Sanchez Real Madrid CEO on an friendly meeting and lasted for 40 minutes na dey see between omumi no and ya say e best referees no and enya just say omo common kra no omo amfanto ese Madrid so omo sisa referees no ensema referees committee omo president of Spain edituga Rafael Luzan where Spanish Football Federation omo president ono so say o feeling bi ese no kra the referees no omo ka ese Madrid first wasisi omo wasi nipa bia error no ono kwan from so no enya de some person bibia eno ensema owura eso ade atudwa ye chamu edamamo owie eno wase yebisa say referees in nsema ombe kind of press no teye was wante I didn't hear them eno ensema Spanish Football Federation president tuga na urama Joseph Pedro onu ye Chiringuito or say FIFA a defended Real Madrid and yes day almost say FIFA a catch Madrid for nyina say omontiase gentle referees in Babonte epe kasa badly gentle referees in Babonte epe din kwamam nsem trofo no FIFA in some catch Real Madrid e person say FIFA at Real Madrid achi ma Madrid official statement omotiapa as eda ne game no omopapa omsi giving the rumors that have been made in the last few hours. Real Madrid CF communicate that our team has never considered giving up playing tomorrow's final. Now senete omo epesi akai am piaso ayekama eno edepa na no official statement from Referees Association was Spain. Almost we are more united than ever. Now omo confident as a referee omo you omo no on represent omo well on play juma well am piaso etma yekama eno ededawa ye church am breaking it down na ya touching it down na ya knocking it down na ya church am yompo eso edama mpacho Mbappe still where doubt ese ne game obetuma bo the meeting is an anchor no and 100% enyanue and pay no be testing Mbappe se obetuma si akai se ontimi si akai yes Mbappe entimi anshase a ene owrefe Rodrigo and a very place no atwama biaso etuma kama na se ebase Rodrigo epesha say na Madrid omo line up no be ye okorama na se Courtois epedem Lucas Vazquez Raul Asensio Rudiger and a followed mente and FIFA Valverde Chouameni Sebastian Rodrigo na Bellingham ni Vinicius elite attack no and pass Mbappe and Manchester the Don Carlo Ancelotti Jamete as an Oberamo 4-4-2 formation no atwere bibia aso atim ayekama and no edepa now let's come out to the respond to Real Madrid almost way unbearable omunchai so mo tanse the image of Spanish football mo the biamo says Spanish football day the biamo pedeye ese emrama so emudi ye no na eyamo de anase eyamo ya eno ensem omudi atuka na Celta Vigo omote say Real Madrid for keka ese omo mona na omo publish omo squad ese se obi pe se Madrid so omo ma omo Celta Vigo omo ready so mbesi akai entin 10 empanyimfo mfre omo na omo mra na omo represent Madrid bobo ekono na omo hwe na bibia enye kama Lamine Yamal me pacho ni IG post what mienu ena akwakoto mami dedikai eno Lamine Yamal na okwa silence speaks louder. Lamine Yamal silence speaks louder and what they to IG mami second one volume off and no Lamine Yamal and a tinimi no ba ye jam edamamo na mami fam to yourself Barca fans already on my PM was Sevilla na mami Barcelona supporters no to that some more omode passes back on e de ombe free Barcelona nra ampa omonya free o anya ba be PM ma bibia eso e kama passes na Barca supporters no e to free Barcelona no train it anopa ya e boss 7 kwa train e be shase to train maku 18 and a 12 from Barcelona abe pemo Sevilla and no edge pa ye jejamo eso edi amamo e wotuma so na Barca supporters and omo shasia omo e chante omo e hwe e wo e girada abra omo kodruye and bia e kamantamo omo and no edge pa na urama mpacho wala porter and to us I trust the players and the coach and your wala porter no as o trust e coach no and na A players no and some of the etuga and ya de amamo maminko Enzo Maresca was it Cole Palmer ne struggle now when you inform no and just say what drop it name on one cause self-belief and a psychological air boy no 16 games without scoring for Air Chelsea abra what shall say Air 14 or shall say no now it's a 14 goals in 23 appearances now unisano mabekwe jamano when you na Enzo Maresca esa dia tuga esa Chelsea managers and Roman Abramovich na omo option say omo elusu star striker omo the another experience eba Brad Drogba fi ho omo the Fernando Torres na bae na say Nicholas Jackson ho na the Tarek George eba wankasa mo be ne dey say na say omo no mo nya adwuma ni was say despite say ayo wura fe no nkunku about game against Everton yame past season beja kwai na mam Asian Champions Cup ukopia na some Champions League no quarter finals people to try Ali and Ali omo ball Buram United 4:30 and Yokohama and Al Nassr and no so 7:30 and I never to try and no Roma 12 and Al Hilal etimi achitima your friend Gwanju omo chomo eka 7 omo antimi antibako kra and we dey native me patch special banner peko edi ama Ronaldo ahead of Yokohama game no na wohwe banner na and omo ti banner me patch efe papa na omo kodru omo ye training and Ronaldo make fan wo training and no edi dawa ye jejam na Al Nassr omo si wo Orobe Majid Juman and omo shedi nkomo e kire omo dentia e was some advance copy mo the semi-finals Ronaldo so kire omo ese game na wose dey a omutima advance e copy ma bia ye kama ye si name aka kire CPF so omo try some the Carlo Ancelotti ebeba no abe coach Brazil national team no omunya na ebebo omo papa eno ensem o dia tuga ache so hwe owura ye friend Carlo Ancelotti a name a choose no ese CPF from family na ye hwe din sem na bana wie ye Edwin van der Sar was a great relationship with Onana. Now Onana sometimes about your difficult moment and a good moment.
There's lots of talk about whether Manchester United should be going into the market again in the summer to maybe replace Onana. Where do you stand on that? Do they need to replace the goalkeeper?
No, I have a great connection with Andre. He was 4 or 5 years at the club at Ajax and also on the personal level. And I've seen him train. I've trained with him. I still speak to him. I'm sure he's going to cope with the pressure and everything that is facing him at the moment. And of course, sometimes you go through a rough patch, but I think he's a very strong character. I think the obstacles that he had along his life, his career, and the
and yeah, Edwin van der Sar will say, Nana bet me pressure bien we bet mo Nana. Mame Alexis McAllister also say, Premier League na what me rank legends Premier League midfielder first 3 yentino.
The one I watched the most, it was, of course, De Bruyne, because of the age, or because...
How much of a miss will he be for the Premier League, do you think? Is he a player that you enjoy coming up against? Because he's just an incredible player.
100%. I think it's a really tough opponent, but as a player, I think you enjoy when you play against good teams and good players, so I really enjoyed playing against him. Then another fantastic players that I used to watch when I was a kid in Argentina. And Steven, a legend of this club. Yeah. So...
And Alexis McAllister, Nessa Gerrard, Lampard, De Bruyne, and Onyadaje, Etime ranking Steven Gerrard, 1. Kevin De Bruyne, 2. And a Lampard, 3. Sir, and we see a ranking one of the best Premier League midfielders and Ode Atuga. We are near so ranke Pedri and Jamal Musiala and also say or concert or Beko and Wenyabutre at the Amayano, Nessa or at the Ama Jude and a Pedri more and a Dekao, not the eternal Hurricane. Set and net have a bonus to me J. Bundesliga na and Crawford the Biamo Tessano, a bit me up and a year, said the Biamo can when you crew wada wonye seja na jameta enro Luton Town football headquarters and football club no baby offices won eja etim to mo ema frɛ enro fire service for eso mumra emetum no dwane eno na daso Luton Town football club office and I just say jadam no say eno en stopping the game Coventry City bebo no there ebetimi abaso eno eje do Rafinha say what is Saudi Arabia for no offer no say last year dia ankoba accept scan ke betuma sesa family shabre na say dia Barca emonte on sesa da Javier Tebas say Infanto say Real Madrid say La Liga in Spain football no say damage football no enu ye temperature mame na wotwi mfisese na memfanwie na yema bibia mbra na wie urama Major European Leagues no G Beto fato so na yenwie na special mo emra urama Bundesliga na say urama ene Bamunchen ebo minus 05 Leipzig way to Frankfurt Leverkusen bo Augsburg ene notable ones at Dortmund way to Hoffenheim eno ejetia mame ada fixes no urama France PSG bonra Strasbourg bo Saint-Etienne Monaco way Lyon bo Rennes na urama na se Marseille bo Brestois eno ejetia saso ene yenko yewram ewo Italy adeso Roma Como Genoa saso na Venezia Milan ena Fiorentina Empoli Inter Roma Juventus Monza Atalanta Lecce Napoli Torino eno games ebeto gana Premier League na Chelsea Everton Brighton West Ham Southampton Fulham Bournemouth Manchester United Liverpool Spurs eno ye China ena Nottingham Forest Brentford eno dawa ye checha mu edamana Patrice Evra Esu oye training oye nyina no oye training dia face wine was odi ebe face Luis Suarez obekaya playing days abra sensem esi in 2011 say Luis Suarez racially will abuse Patrice Evra was I'm officially training for my first fight with and Obusa so I was opponent na was Luis Suarez na ono abeyi bottom scale tuaneka ye nyina so na nsema wodoa ye bo bane fancy bars digital satellite was ene Brabeji the code and pay no much sound will be no be any kama enfama bash said na ope the code mu de canal plume and I said DSTV multi ni na obenya bi package na ba DSTV obe flexible amount utu akoton the code bia no benya bi ho on famra wa o de ba bro no waton eno achi no uya adwuma na wo fie restaurant adwuma pub na hotel door to door services no gusu ye udi code and problem abama frɛ no obeba no obe service ne kama ejamo kuma say Abripo Junction udu abusasa ope kotoko ana ship mu bibia be kama frɛ no 0556 287757 0501 720971 ofre bia be kama ejama enu acha muzupi Dr. Muzu say your friend Samanshia and yesu agya tum say oye Samanshia amuzupi no heba mesha wunya binuma bema besiesie bema bi wana ensuo fini bema mu ba o hye boxer na obewura na ensuo na ma ne bema no achi boxer no enu achi bema bi wana ensuo achi ensuo sisi ne bema ho opaya na ensuo na etroka ekwa na ba bema bi wa ekuro ededa ne bema ho ono ba hia na ekuro mu wotere ni nyina no wunya muzu pie betu ase de ma bema opese wugyina mu ebo adwuma wurawura epema mfifire tewa wa dro ya muzu pie enu achi no esan ye nipadua no adwuma esiesie nipadua no sasabro enyina no nsuo tutoi amuzupi ebetu ase ediama enu achi no oyoba mabema ma ho dam wunya amuzupi ebesiesie wo mfio bosome so a o mensesene maye obabi okra be 3 months nie omu ne nsada mojafi ni busase he ne wo ehye nipadua no de yade bebreo ohia amuzupi obabi wa bosome ba ko timi menstruate 2 times ni nyina no unya amuzupi a eto ebeti enkan wase woni bemashia wote yaw ni nyina no unya muzupi a ebebo apafo ni chemo Ghana ha baby heba shop bia wono obenya bia na afre 0247 776743 ofra Dr. Amuzubejo so no betufa dosopo atu akoto business and crofo amuzupi heba mesha enu achiro me pa cho facha party with mama enu nyina no ye 11th May eno me pa cho Mother's Day na 11th May Mother's Day no woni baby akọ facha for secretary bi anim what dey say obenante na obeba so ma mensa so sister nsa so obana me pacho wetima tetewa wo fe ne semanhia wanhia na nka no wabrabo asesa sa obano so ne nsa fa ne pie efe nka wo maame wo de ne ba fa chaye premises ya yo kumase bantuma yene president sorry dan de mhwe ye san ben abrepo junction enti facha for wo so maame nsa na oba aduane bebre drinks bebre bediti benom wo no maame ni asa tofi akwam ne asofo papa la bi mo ebeba abeka futusem eba beka nyamsem enkuranhyesem edi ache wo ne o maame amonsa mpa oba tampa eno semanhia eno na facha for say your friend party with mama ntef bra na no maame ne u sister ne unu ama no mo medidi na bibia enye kam ye to nsafo bibia sa so na uti enka na wo pema pese wo sponsor ye wo so ya sene na dwumade ne kra behwa obetimi afre number me di eba betudwan na bibia so atimi akoye adama efise se de opa de akokotoko yenye na bro ye maame no yi a betaya chi na inshira no bi mra so 0266 303 733 0266 303 733 ofra ya bejo so na bibia aye kama ye die ho ye ba abadwafo aye krado pensem mu bre ene ye de bre.
fọ̀fọ̀. Pólè ni wọ́n tilẹ̀ yànyàn. Káyé wò mọ́ yé.
Ediba Fakye TV, Fakye Sports, and I think when you saw the bro, Shannon so set 9 a.m. and you did Jumadi no ebeba na wiye. Abegafo enya tenase Maestro ewa ha, Ricardo Varas ewa ha, Samson Habib the special one ewa ha. Messages no ebi aba na Rahim Rankin was from the start to the beginning. There is no club football done Real Madrid in the 20th century, and why the organizers changed the first officiating, who is supposed to be on the medal because of the criticism from Barcelona, Mayola, Edifican Tampo, Tawana City, and Odifra or De Abba. Emmanuel Duke was at Barcelona. We are going to give Madrid tonight. We'll talk to Barcelona, no size. And Yamfa Emma said, where Michael Fifi was say Yawaha. Okay, yes, we have. And I was saying, Yaba, Yedase. We, Emmanuel Duke was saying, Madrid is afraid of Barcelona now. Sir, okay, and then they are giving the Basso. And Eduardo was saying Madrid all the way. So, and I trust Madrid tonight. Now, ranking Sadia, boss, say, Luther King, flow. And I Odiaba, you're breaking it down, touching it down away. We saw Emmanuel Duke game, say Barcelona will win. Madrid by 2-0. Okay, Ima, yeah, Gideon, Edine Diabo, Sam Gideon from Enchi, Western Love, aka Fakye. Barcelona will beat Madrid by 3-1. Nedia Odiaba, Aziz, Dan Hawa, Casapreco. Good job. Okay, Nedia Aziz, Edi Abba, and on a lot of messages now about me to do the SMS Ediaba, with me, I had WhatsApp Ediaba, Sasso, and what the Facebook bar. Dina ye bekin kan eso e dia ma na bibia aye kama enti guso na enjoy show no Habib e dia e sha special wo ko de
one na me adum we are fine
nyame adum nyame ase enura CAF Champions League ye kama ye kama pa na enura me best story be say Aston Villa and PSG akoda na PSG share Facebook celebrating ya Aston Villa supporters ni PA on the papa no enura as a PhD form and special invite. It's a presidential box. Now, Nra, also the kind of treatment. Omodima Kodana, and Nra was the dear, the real fee. Na Brabo da Kodano.
Commander, the difference between Yayan part of the world, any Abrofono Niema or Moyen, Ibini, Ikum Haisia Yeti, Boboa, support a bit man you will be, Bobo a bit man you will be. But bisasi who and I. The reality is that
I didn't hear.
Because we know camera capture almost every scene at Kosovo Stadium. Now all the ball na nkasa na ye ball pitch those itimbo ball no to baby na camera capture. Ye league na ye ball. Itimbo ball no to baby na camera capture. So how do you expect ball na nkasa kra na the focus no? Camera intimate capture no. The AC or pitch in baby side issues. I don't know camera between capture. These are things that happen at a catch attention in T. And I remember club be react to say obey BBC to honor the player and answer the supporter now. Oh yes, and the ball boy now. Oh yes, and but when you are living in the world and also in the part of the world that ball and kasakra na main focus no. You and can say bench in it to one can capture how much ball boys and say supporters no. So on my idea when a matter in BR supporters ne condo. So Mbeko Park so we go to folks, and when you sacrifice for these clubs, they recognize you and they appreciate you. Akodawi, a day we appears the idea man a lifetime. He does not need money. Yeah. But something so touching. Otenasi anem kwanna nyina. Obeka say once upon a time. Bianca, people will call it the is silly. But at the end of the day, it tends to be that they are MOBA celebrating. Had it not been Saadiana or Bianca, but today he's a star in the making. People will discuss him, cameras are on him. Baby over Fabia henceforth, if free and run, baby over Fabia, cameras will be following him, capturing whatever or and I think a memory will be able to that can don't come.
Special young man.
Yenin komo and Saturday na Endra our African Champions League semi-finals no the second legs no eba soon. You run into the two games Nina. Now all of us are expecting it's either we are going to have two clubs from one country. That is either Egypt playing at the grand finale and now say even two clubs from South Africa also ebebo at the grand finale. Say Ankobani sample ni ebenya 1-1 each Masanda one and never qualify every South Africa ko. And I say Orlando Pirates and ebeko. And watch you say yeba Egypt Ali and I say Pyramid. Say oh funny say no where South Africa ni bia na ni GDH ni say umbenya South African team bia obetimi akọ n'anima. Now they were tipping Orlando Pirates more ahead of Clubber. If I say Mamelodi Sundowns, why? Because Sundowns opposition now omni nebon was now the Al Ali. But now Mamelodi Sundowns of one that believe in themselves said Omono upper when it comes to playing against him. The Ali so found the first leg results are about El Pretoria. They had that strong belief. They said they will be able to go to Cairo and get the results over Clubber the Ali. Especially when Omunim said away go and that's so important in African football. So draw a 0-0 oh you have the upper hand. Say, go there and get a goal. Unyagwa automatically it propels you to the next stage of the competition. Andrea started game just 23 minutes. Now Ali team anya the first goal. Tahir Mohammed Asher the first goal. Eddie Ama now the Al Ali. When you look at Ali, any supporters I know Mugu Cairo International Sports Stadium. Omasha first goal. All these supporters jamming into Ali for Omugo now aban the pressure ever to Mamelodi Sundowns team. So but me go Cardoso and the boys no. Now Omunim the Omukwakwe. They had a plan from minute 1, equipping the last minute. Say, Obi or a game, the better side qualified and rap. Ali ABOU, of course, Sundowns, Enya, total dominant from the first half, and Kopim say, game. So they played better, created decent chances as compared to Team and the Ali. So I'm not too surprised, say, game, the Mamelodi Sundowns, and I qualify. At a point in time, people were saying, say, CAF president, the team, and because they had a decision. Most people felt said a penalty or making the equalizer game in the first half and also somewhere in the second half, early in the second half. Name referee and jam for mom, but Oman Boom a koya kopim around 80 something minutes before said Omubabina the equalizer. Yeah, the 6 minutes, 7 minutes at the torso, 90 minutes, yeah, boy, 11 minutes, not born and point. But still, they kept their composure. They tried to make sure so everything within their ability to protect Omo equalizer na Omanyana. I'm a game na kune. We are not qualified because Omo take it the grand finale. Ali for dreams and combat me jet 3 times in a row. They are tossing and Jamo Amaswa. Yebebo Mamelodi Sundowns for an about so Omo Chirese said the Oko Europe among force club beers Real Madrid is Barcelona no. Over Africa club beers Nadi Al Ali but Ali is Mamelodi Sundowns and I think say Sundowns are there. I'll say your bomb about so going forward we'll see how on be fair against another Egyptian club in the grand finale and it is still advantage to them because on be sign ABOU home first no mark away second so when you do that now unya away results no positive but and I say home results positive it helps you making sure say ubet trophy in EDSU. So the next game about was a game full of drama. You started game, you aboku yenim kakra. Now Orlando Pirates akwakunya the first goal. Pyramid ababeti. You ba second half no. Go asanyaba, amasanyati. They needed somebody to be the magician. Conjure that magic. Even in the first half, Omo consider first. No, that was one man who came into the party and decided since Oba Egypt room Obia Eheli the catch and say he is the decisive man for Clubber first Pyramid. No, now anytime he gets the opportunity to don the jersey, he try and prove a point to say look, he is that boy. He can say no mutia edene ebaye. Fedi ba yele say time bia no obenya kwanya edi agrom bia obeye aduma pay back Pyramid supporters and omo management the trust that omunya e wo no mayele no say obetimi aye bibi dia ma omutia omo de ne bae and Andra once again in the first half when they conceded first he was the man who gave them the equalizer. Omo be conceded second half they got another player getting the equalizer. But when they needed somebody to win the game for them somewhere in the 80th minute, making sure Ombebu come take it back on, they say Mayele NSI, sorry, Edina and Naswa, 2 goals in an important semi-final game for Club and French Pyramid in the on the Ombebu come take it out. Omukwa cover the finals against Club and the Edit Mamelodi Sanders. We wish them the best of luck. Finals now is set. The better how ABC outcome. As it stands now on paper, everything it favors Mikel Cardozo and the boys. They say Masondawana ewo upper hand on betting win Eddie so but this is African football. Dynamics no 8 change as times no get closer. You do find us now. You been that time now. You be the home come opening. You made it a big game at Basso and the home come ewo Spain. The El Clasico Basso 260th time. Are these two bigger giants in world football? Real Madrid boasting of 105 victories, Barcelona 102 victories, to only 3 victories any separating Real Madrid any club. Their friends say Barcelona. When it comes to El Clasico, they are kind of in a draw. Barca for the first, they have a chance to close the gap, making sure because to Madrid the ones who say they have the chance to make sure some extend the area for difference a separating or unit. So far the two teams are. Season where has been a better season for club. Your friends say FC Barcelona. As we speak, they stand a chance of winning treble. Sebasa treble on Barcelona started and the journey Sebasa winning treble. The last time Barcelona winning treble, now somewhere 10 years ago. Under Louis Enrique, and almost a year segment. This time around, they have that strong belief in it's 10 years down the line. On me, I'm making sure the same thing. On me, it starts today. They will have to make sure they clinch their first trophy. Hope say within next week, Omei Inter Milan Eddie Omefrimu. Now we are La Liga. So 4 points gap now is separate from Real Madrid. Oma keep the same 4 points. Now they are winning La Liga and Eddie Somana. So before see a bit draw. Now Real Madrid Ancelotti a decision to make today. And now say he need to do something to save the season. Any on one kasa near Juma or for club offense Real Madrid. He kept on saying say Onsuro Bibia. And then they say Pamona he's okay. He first said, "You saw Edema Real Madrid no why ye permanent Manakwa he's okay. He has done or no for me or China never Pamona or you okay. See a man contract extension the account cry or you okay. Nina air mind games are open on him pressure so. He need to do something for club. Your friends say the entire pressure Don Carlo Ancelotti. So Commander Barcone said we are in a season 2 times Barcelona as a Real Madrid. Results now Barca Edema Real Madrid wasn't a pleasing scoreline. Don't forget in the league, Barcelona echo Santiago Bernabeu echo share 4 unanswered goals editia club the edit Real Madrid. Somewhere January this year, Super Cup, Barca SNH Madrid airborne 5-2. So they've lost 2 El Clasicos in a single calendar year to club a friend say FC Barcelona. In La Liga. And then in Champions League, they were not able to qualify to the semi-final. So clearly, so we a coach. Now when you're winning a season, add unnecessary pressure at the Babao. So he will try to do something to salvage himself to make sure that at least Obenya a bragging right kakra. No what boost to upon all and setbacks he was able to clinch something important for club. Your friend is Real Madrid. Now, so over and Yema surrounding game, we are proud to game. Ye didn't come over na ye can referees and then yema surrounded. Ye we show na chi and a bass Madrid for any contemplate this a game me cry no on be pull it out any other later on club statement eba say bibia anywhere say Real Madrid ebe pull it out. They will honor the game and make sure say on be kwa ball no omu win are fine omu lose are fine. Now I said this yesterday and I'll repeat. I still stand by it. Oko Spain, Omo Football Federation has been unfair to referee Ricardo de Burgos and in Kofono. The best they could have done to save them was to change them. That is my opinion, and I still stand by it. And who's on Kofo be Jimmy Atim Bibri or that assembly, can I still stand by it? I have no problem. I still stand by it.
Because the report I made to Crown say, as a FIFA Crown, you're happy with referee, no.
You say, Madrid for a claim near my Bibri, I might explain actually the entire. I'm a force referee, no, ain't memoir. And today I'll not go there because I'm here. The entire still I stand by myself say me nya yanke and referee no. Nipa. And the game now okwa. The reason I'll pay critical attention to watch this game is say how is he going to control himself and then the emotions throughout the 90 minutes nipa. I keep saying say usua science those of us who are students of science they be made the reference yes say efficiency of a machine is not up to 100%. You know how you can say microphones and a machine. ebetimi adru baby uti anase sound no air bobo ne hwene because the efficiency is not to 100%. Ebeka as a part of it need to overcome friction. Ekoba ni and there must be friction somewhere. Oh yeah, juma bibi betimi asiofia and there mabeka of eye machine enya 100%. Enumpo amoja enim any emotions no. It's not up to 100%. How much more menu you know ye num nsuo ye home from emoja we mu ye emotions and sentiments. You are going to officiate a game where opposition ne back any unnecessary pressure edi so to the extent that you can't some na hawa you could not control it when me and fan show my afraid you needed to voice out now all voice out no edi ni so ebai
when you say Madrid so I say omo ya so
Real Madrid are smart. You see yesterday I was telling you say Barcelona and Madrid they are political clubs. So who dealing with these two clubs are now I am very careful. Because at any opportunity, they want to do something at a favor. And whichever way you look at it from, referee be so Real Madrid.
And I said, Bibi so chia Barcelona for so
exactly the point. Exactly the point.
So the Madrid for
unity. Game na mom. That is why I'm saying for no one kasa ne mental way. Mimi nyaya na converse but I'm not the one who decides for Spain for no. They've taken their decision. They stand by referee Ricardo de Burgos and the entourage and they say, "Umbeti the game no." Yeah, more munko. The heavier tables and Andra what can same be some are ready for. They don't complain. Time you are more reactive. I'm on fast suggestions and they've said all these things.
So this
man, he's Madrid in you.
Oh yes,
we were Madrid in. He has no problem with Real Madrid, but a problem with Don Florentino Perez. Then some, oh yes, then some are all can be oh yeah. And Madrid no more problem. Upon the oh or criticize the president and the Madrid still Barcelona for an interest in.
Yeah.
I'm not trusting because Omunim said once about register. Of course. And they cannot trust him that much. But also a problem because Ohuni who said Papana friends if you in Perez no. He is only a club president. But over Spain, he is that powerful. Say table among penny motana hon with metana hobi.
Wow.
And Bibiania Ohunu who said can be. Me no mani machi obi anya de anyho. And people think that and association when down until how comes we are powerful more than him, but they should understand that at the same Wabakrum so we are Kotoko CEO and our House of Folk CEO House Chairman, Kotoko Chairman. To me now ye kutao the FA need to respect you because they pull a lot of masses edio machi. I don't think that they be ameka me di Kotoko and house of ya. Say ya born now there are portions you can blame the football association, but me they can say about Kotoko and house. When these two teams are jarring, football on the best region also. Let us see a Kotoko house at the apex of African football and see say football na nkasa ewo kroma ise ni enso nyina so but the two teams are also failing to give that. And as I can now you decide issues now. You made the match na nkasa hon komo. Now this is the phase of Carlo Ancelotti and open your friends Hans Flick and Hans Flick said Onim open your friend said Don Ancelotti and I respect him that much. Onim said he is one of the best managers ever. Association football
but Madrid anya say official photo shoot manko dinner manko training amanya no like 2 years.
That is why they are Real Madrid.
But team this one combine punishment.
That is why they are Real Madrid. Barcelona bit my the same thing.
Picture better when I'm here. Hans Flick I ready akojina ho train.
Omumba.
Carlos
no mo balondo we call manko.
But you be explain
omunko. That is why they are Real Madrid. Obey omoden. Eno na mo ye Madrid no. They are a political club. They play politics around everything so that it favors them. Now, okay, say successful. No, I say they are the most successful club in association for AD. I keep saying sometimes before you become successful, Ken, you need to be selfish.
Okay.
If you are it, so obey successful. A drew baby, you need to be selfish. Sometimes it says you got 4 more day. Okay, say India. Say unya usika. Na overspend. Obinya ne dia unspend. At the end of the day, on who's a selfishness. Messi ni Ronaldo. There are goals to be one go for so na nko mbetimi dia man for bia ma o mache. But for personal growth, you need to do that for yourself. Eduntina enkofo bebre edi Eden Hazard ne ho yaw. Say talent now the ba wi ase. Say na nko ye a bit selfish a. E bia nka ne ma ni bi wa oye more than the oye ye no. So you should understand them. Almost selfishness, no, and I do baby or mujina. There are some games that man play politics and around and Kabi and Kombelusu. but because of one politics and almost selfish interest, they win. But and yet, and we're going to talk about the game now. So where these two teams are, I've told you already. Say Madrid and Charlotte need to save the season. Openia fans Hansi Flick also need to start the journey to the treble. No, say Obetima we need treble now. Ebejina and Neso. And these two managers have a lot and then on when you're going to watch the game, I thought to Trimu say tactically, Obia when you approach her or the ebony game. The only disadvantage Hansi Flick and the Barcelona team and Umbenya say Omunya Robert Lewandowski or out front Obetimi Abo for Bal the position now only one. I think say they can replace him and so that and have for Robert Lewandowski. Meditum say Ferran Torres no anytime he's given the opportunity he does so well for club friends Barcelona. But this is a big game. It is a final match. You need all your Arsenals, you need all your big men in your team to be able to make sure say Ombabo am decide game. Now let me ama and now sorry me say o can say Wakwa kupustu adewe ewo ni ayeje. Silence speaks louder. If you ask the biom catch say silence speaks louder than words. And I say silence it speaks louder. Or no on can we. Ombekwa kuye adwuma no park no so. Volume off. De bia e koso match no hu bia no. What is say Real Madrid before say referee no obedi game no omo mpe no omo yesi omo Barcelona for them form volume off mundum volume no.
Especially when you say Akwadano or some managing, I say, or ya pekasa.
No, sometimes you need to play this drama and this controversy. You need to do these things. Create a generated tension at the back game. No? And anytime you see him doing this, he's going to deliver.
So when you are going to
who say, oh yeah, near BCA. You see,
on suffer sectors. Agent to be almost on 18 for that matter. The contract ground almost suspended the Kaka.
Ubetima can age in the one. But he is a boy, he is a poster boy. Our club. Sometimes you need to generate attention. I also top pressure kakra Emma who say a drew mera pressure ewo me so how do I deliver? Messi ni Ronaldo mo na pressure na ball mo so omu timi wash pressure na to be no o ma deliver.
Okay.
Ronaldo timi kobo game no waka just say match no me kwase 3 no waka kwase ampa. O invite pressure man no okwa no deliver. That is one thing akoda we building a mentality say ochina bi obetime do that stage ni say you can ho asem so la me ya man na say why say ya ye ko park ni so na wakwa deliver. And I think say energy ni anyhow positive why and Barcelona team ni ahead of this game. It is one thing a favor and as a poor. Now Barca has not been that good recently in their matches at Omabo after Omo SC Dortmund first leg ni the return encounter na eba Betis game no modre eba watch Barcelona games no they have not been that Barcelona no me so threatening Obeka say Barca eba or Barca say now of late apart from Celta Vigo game no mo share 4 goals no omo games na ye 1 goals ni any shada aim for you should understand them omo ntimi enya that good run in front of us all the games omo numbers na edit so sometimes you need to manage now no make can say bi kweku say I love how Hansi Flick and the Barca winning games recently. It is a true sign of a champion. Some match na nko yi amfa ma na ma amfa you manage now the one go now sorry now call baby. It is a true sign of a champion. Okay. So we need bibia there are games it will be tough. You find a way to get that one goal. Now they are winning. So where the two teams now Real Madrid for to think he said their last 14 games emu 13 has been decided by a goal difference. The only one now a woman mo share mo terrain home field.
Okay.
Oh, we need a difference one, or lose a difference one. The only one now a demo a momentary now the more movie. The last 14, a mood 13 has been decided by just a goal. It has somebody the best by a goal and also obey by a goal difference. So clearly tells you that almost somebody recently has not been that good. The last time Omusia Copa del Rey finals, Real Madrid won 2-1 against Club at FC Barcelona. So Madrid won who say 4 times are winning Copa against Barcelona and as compared to Barcelona winning 3. They have that upper hand over them. And then tactically, when you look at the two sides, and in the MI we should expect from Managerial Hans-Dieter Flick and Ranieri Don Ancelotti. For Ter Stegen, he is back, but this game is too early for him.
Oh yes.
He's back, but this game is too early for him. Chesney, the number 1. Jules Conde, Martin, the left side of more defensive unit. This boy, anytime on also they are presenting opportunity. What Chelsea is a young guy, but given the opportunity, he is able to deliver for club and Jerry Barcelona. Inigo Martinez, Pau Kubasi at the heart of Omo defense. No, Pedri as the Obia try no dropping in. I receiving the first ball at the Abo club of friends of Frankie and I said Barcelona. But if Frankie Dion at the double pivot for Barcelona, I think they have what it takes to make sure they control the tempo of Barca. Midfield dictate the pace to make sure say progressively so no call anymore. They will be able to free Abrante Nidiere, Femi Lopez, and they all as the orchestra, the number 10 for Club and Nidiere Barcelona. Lami Yama, Rafinha, the informed Rafinha, or the wings. Now, Abrante Nidiere Tori, Ali did the attacking force of Club and friends Barcelona. This is how I anticipate Hansi Flick and the Barca team. For Real Madrid, the Thibaut Courtois imposed this position. I'm told that Ferland Mendy the upper hand started ahead of Frank Garcia.
4-4-2.
Yeah, so Ferland Mendy here, not when Vasquez, Rudiger, Asensio at the heart of our defense. Now, a Jumanica Siebejina, a Konya, or Lario Chomeni, any further Vivadi will be able to also control the tempo and try to make sure, Omenya the midfield battle dominance over Abrante, Eddie Pedri, Eddie Frankie Dion. If they are able to control the tempo for Club and the Real Madrid, now Jude Bellingham, no element to also try and make sure, the movement into the half spaces, no better try to create that spaces for Vinicius Junior, Rodrigo, any Aquadani, Kylian Mbappe, or Maniwa. It gives Madrid for and so chance in this game. It is going to be very difficult game, and it is one game. I think it's going to be a 1-goal margin. Goals will be able but so be avalanche of goals, say be a 4-0, 5-1, any other. I don't see that way. Probably a 2-1 or a 3-2 win in this game for whoever obeys me winning. But where I stand, I think Barcelona on paper everything. Form guide. Barca have advantage over Club and the Real Madrid. But the surroundings, the manner I was on Madrid for have a point to also prove. And it's going to be difficult. So Barca edge Copa del Rey now, I will not be too surprised. But my conversation catch them and say it is a game Madrid will win. They will deny Club and friends Barcelona from winning the treble this year. I see Madrid beating Barcelona, but I keep saying on paper everything Barca a favorite. If but where I stand in my books, I think Club and the other their point. If I'm to stick a prediction, probably I'll go for a 2-1 win for Club the Real Madrid against of team and the Barcelona. Onko for na team anyamo ade no. Me time was wrong. Okay, me time was there. Me first. Now onko for na team anyamo ade no.
Dabi PSG.
I must stop you. It's all good.
Or more attention na ever Champions League.
Yeah. It's all good. The time has been.
Me that say, I know you have given the special one, and I was saying, Kano, say, or the very educative analysis, Ediabre, say, Utiebia, na say, Ubeche game be na. The also who the also Tibia on Saka. Way if we prosper, say Madrid will call Barca, Hala Madrid. Prosper new Edubia say, where is Abukin, Pacha Buetian in the Chikakra. Yame Epamandi, Obetia Bunka. Well, so I'll say, hi, Fakye TV. My name is Steven Apia. Barcelona is going to win tonight. Steven, yeah, that's say. Anna, will say, hi, I'm Reggie. Can you play me? Hey, sir. We guess in the Mate, Mamma Ricardo Varas, when I'm share messages, no don't about our WhatsApp, actually be about on Facebook. Na ebefamenya daja ye obesubeti me do dia ba ye be yin nyina yasim bisa ye be ya no dia ma. Varas, good morning.
Good morning again.
Boko there. The nyame ase.
Can't no kodaba na say nipa hododo no kakra story so
the nyame ase. Everyone CAF Champions League now we kasa about Ali coach Feno Marcel Kola na no we share say after the game here 2 bottles bono na sign 2 bottles bono na supporters in a chant to say onko and earlier call for emergency meeting 2 months before the FIFA club work am so meja na kwai now we share akwada ketwa ba ko ye fan pa say North African football no normal people Gilbert say unya akwada ne de na nkwam ya hwe kakra
then them chair for na yensama makwa ababiem each and every single time omo anti na yesori ahomachen sori na papa na ebe yajuma enzo etimi edemo but ken the woman say how omo see who omo football no they believe they are running the models of Real Madrid, Barcelona enzo in their system. They don't see omo say omo Africa into omo ye nyoma yes Africans na ye enu ntin na yi omo kwa kobo FIFA Club World Cup ni bi no. It tells you babi omuhu any pedigo muzo omugina Marcel Collabo na obono even if senkoji Champions League in Ukraine Gaston emergency meeting because fans GD say Ali defended too much because when they went to South Africa no they defended with their lives and omunya that score line no and back to Egypt then again omu say omu ba be bobo no omu kruma omu supporters over 70,000 a day omu be support you in everything they do. They came omu na share first goal, but still na Sundowns dominate play na till say omu equalizer ne early and so to the MON-FRI Champions League. Something they wanted to do it 3 on the bounce. So it tells you that they know themselves and they've gotten to a level where they feel that oba na want to Champions League na maya or you failure and then you what timiako. And they believe that parameters are mafia mo ewo Egypt wa and so muntimenye into one to the Egyptian League. Untimenye Champions League. So these two tournaments is something that a big to them.
Also, by 6 encounters, I want what Sundowns. We'll lose 2 and we'll draw 4.
It's something that I said the last 8 are not Sundowns ni early abono. Now you 4 wins, 4 Sundowns and 4 drawn games. So it tells you that said you're not special one ekano. Said will be a throw everyone in the Champions League and whatever Arsenal phones room. Said will be a throw everyone in the La Liga, Barca phones room. Sana Sundowns at the alley. They've shown over and over again that regardless of the woman Ali Ebo. Oba Africa now bo Alia Yaka. They are the big team in Africa. And no much was a big team by anon. They are big team by supporters. They are big team by performance. They are big team by the facilities that players in here. Look at the facilities of more. We are training. We team no. The way we see no. Anyhow, no Mexico. So it tells you that they have that kind of a standard. If you don't meet their standard, they will definitely let you go. Yankurumano, your new coach, we are. With Makofana, he will give you that kind of performance. And Marcel Koladema Ali, our Mudidi is just turning more from more sack, you know. I'm a netimiako. So it tells you the level of more. But you're more a year, you get Cardozo Abaso.
Sundowns, boss.
Yes, you're more Abaso. With what he's been able to do. For you to even have the mental toughness, say you are going to Ali Stadium, Cairo Sports Stadium, not to get that result. When Ali Ateki lead, now supporters they kept on probing. And they were the better side. Almost say go, almost concede first goal, but they were the better side. Make sure, say, each and every single time they are going to get the results over here. And unfortunately, ongoing to buy. This is how football is here. But moving forward, a second for no now you for the moment maybe. Because sometimes I never away go rule. So much me. A woman say Europe one say two kwanya easy change Africa ha. The kind of tussle abe come Africa hano. But these clubs no more Champions League no match each and every single time. So my consistent with Champions League no. I control you mona because Ali won't be doing transit. Ali on your transit that so akwa so they need to make sure say no match me AF but Sundowns actually and the way I know see kono omo enso no betimi akoyi. But if they want to win the Champions League and we do a bit but they need to make sure say first league omo fie no omo make the job done. Because pyramid for natural so move here in the Champions League there. Oba nya de on betuare amount. Fixing Maili it was 30 years. But every single time Obinya the opportunity to play for how he is. I asked myself, this is a Congolese striker who didn't anymore the team find a pyramid. Yesterday, when they were ding, I saw more. They wanted that goal to make sure they are on level playing on the take or take any more than the almost call phone beam. Be take and then it got to a point in time. Not I yet ding at my friend a pyramid because we don't come 0-0. At that point, the ball ended 2-2. Pirates echo. They needed their man, and there was Fetsen Maili. He came and he delivered for Team FN Pyramid. He's one guy. What tiny deep now when the age of war. Now when the kind of performance are all done a dear. Now was I say, yeah, fear 39 Ukrumano. I am not a 30 dear Himbia. Because you players maybe Ukrumwa 30 years no munya pe, they can't give you half of performance of Fetsen Maili at the amount. But you look at him. You look at Pyramid, sadly for this kind of shame, no. The kind of treatment on the players, you know, more deliver. You have everything at your disposal. Konako deliver and come and get. So I think the African football at the level that in Ghanaian brothers no need to learn from these people. We keep on saying, Eyesika, and getting the right people to manage their affairs for you. Pyramids bar a Champions League, no. looking bad. They've looked dominant in the Egyptian league. They are going to win their first Egyptian league. Sika Kasa, and they have people to manage agenda for them. So I think they're fixing my a 30-year-old Congolese. Now the kind of performance are ordinary. When the team needed him most, he made sure to deliver. I think he's one man here, one of us. And sound downs, no parameter, one game, a bed, and a do whatever, near to my account once. So, Lamine Yamal, but he can't say he's a special kid. And so, where how is Yenoma? Anyhow, one age, nicity, but still, when tough games, Babe Baswa, Utimi, Emma, that kind of any maturity come to play. Now, so look relax now. It tells you the kind of player we are. And there be a meka. So, ma urefi ukrum hina bemwa. Ojira obebi ase. Basa deviated from Neoma and Emma Basa ye Basa. Sa more than a club, no. It was something that ne ye more Barcelona. But omo deviated from who because of pressure from Real Madrid. And omo koy no man to me and fan because the internet has omo deviated and say we've seen team and friend in Barcelona. Say omo players are omo be modern dia mo from Lamasi anim. But they deviated and decided okay. Omo any omo competing they go out and bring in Galacticos. Intimena do yes yenfa Galacticos ni bimra. So you go out there, get players, normal Barcelona. Some of them even don't know the Barcelona system. They come and enfa. Because before Coutinho joined Barcelona, he was the talk of town. In the Premier League, he had Coutinho Junction. If you go about, you know, say born Babeshe. And the kind of signings of my Omakofa Poli, Omaba, Kevin Prince, but a lot of players ever bought team friend in Barcelona, which of course are deviating from DNA. And when they went back to their DNA, look at how Barcelona ends up performing. At this point in time, before Senye Babe started the season, we know. Now, I'm sure say you give Barcelona the chance. If the season do this time, and Barcelona will be competing for 4 trophies. I'm sure say no will be a but we speak. They are competing and they can win treble. So another special one I can because Hansi Flick by or the style about, and still he is keeping the Barca DNA. Look at Barca team no more. My team friend in Barcelona. So can also move the natural. Now her Kubasimo, now her Yama Mujinabo Maguze, they have the Barca DNA in them and they are performing. So Yamano how wanna play this ball games against Barcelona, I Real Madrid. And we're fixing into that system and our age on the field of play. A young guy like him at this point, Kasanka, we say, boy, I only 18 years, I didn't remember the kind of pressure you don't need to talk about that game. But our core heroes are conquer in bigger games, on bigger platforms, he's delivered. Against him and friend, Real Madrid Nakasano, he's played against them and he's delivered. Something about him, goes, on Adi goes too much in the game, but he's one guy or affected the team of Barcelona into the hairstyle, nobody to turn his social media and also nano. It's something to get the pressure off his books. And so Gina Park and so he is definitely going to deliver. So for him, in the age, each and every single time, I see him as a special kid in the game today. He's going to be one manner. Bit more money and so I could see my team of Barcelona. Basa for no so betika crap because of Lewandowski. I want him mobile nibi.
But Hansi Flick said, affecting Lamine Yamal, Rafinha.
Definitely, and yadi be affect you, but be affected to me friend Barcelona. You see, when you have strikers say Lewandowski jina anymore, na obo, na say Asensio nebo, Rudiger nebo, they have that kind of fear, that fear factor. Lewandowski nebo, the least chance you give him, he's not being potent. Say they need him so, but he's been giving the goal to team friend Barcelona the age. And how is he adapting to Barcelona system is something that is very good into Timibo anymore. Him messing out in the idea a problem kakra. But like Ferran Torres, he's given limited number of chances, but he's been able to score goals for team friend Barcelona. So he will come in and make sure no man ends 18 koye. On the other hand, Real Madrid, this is the most important game in their season. And your Copa del Rey final na kebeye the most important game for Real Madrid. But ababeye handy. They need to make sure say they are getting this trophy because Anyesa Ombeko trophyless as a stunt, they are out of the Champions League. in the La Liga, almost set a 4 points behind team friend Barcelona. Super Cup and Panom J, the UEFA Champions League winner and the Europa League winner and Omoje. But in the season that I had trouble cinema team friend of Real Madrid, Champions League, Yamomo, aggregate score line, something that yen tying who system. This about be the most important game in their history this season, and they need to make sure say if they want to have a successful season, they need to make sure say Omo Enzo a winning game way. And so already after 2 Real Madrid, Carlo Ancelotti come out and make sure say or canning seminar how no man Enzo he needs to make sure say today he is having his grade A game, making sure say or get tactics to make sure say he's winning the game against team friend Barcelona. That's what he needs to do. You can't go in the season. Now, rivals are no more pre-Bibiano, or what team, it won't be happening, it won't be nice. Wash out 5-2 in the South most Spanish Copa de España, no. Wash out 4-0 in La Liga, Copa del Rey, so only why about final no essential. It wouldn't be something Carlo Ancelotti Nankasabepe. Even if he is to stay or he is to go, you wouldn't want to say, me Ancelotti, me last season with Real Madrid, no. Barcelona, they share any Kumaku. You wouldn't want to do that. Into this game, he needs to get the tactics on. But be so offer to get everything on Timinko. Chomani will be instrumental today in the midfield. He's someone he needs to make things take for Team FN. Yes. If
I didn't hear.
Because we saw Chomani when he was not in Madrid's midfield against Team FN Arsenal.
Okay.
When he came, they lost the game. But it was a better performance from Real Madrid than the first leg. He is one man, Real Madrid for each other man, and they needed respect. But he is one solid guy. Wajena Juma said fata. As a defensive midfielder, you don't need to elaborate. You don't need to get the ball now on to be at the right place at the right time. Get the balls, release it. Nafama or more they should put the pass and make sure say no matter the moment. He will be crucial. If a net or more ball no and Ceballos so Luka Modric, he is the one make for net take. Then obey free Modric never bow, Sancho Ceballos obey free to make sure say that needed pass there so more ball. Ama a team hectic team my friend in Barcelona or more ends 8 million. So you'll be very, very crucial in it. So to me, no great A game, making sure say or making effort not take for team friend every Madrid is going to go a long way. Our game and to me, I the year. But Barca should take a clue from Omomaka Champions League game and then Yoma to Tom. Paris Saint-Germain are wrap up the Air League arm. They wanted to do that invincible thing. And Omotifie, Ama, he's a barber show. We've seen the last 2 results of Inter Milan. So it should be something that more Barcelona Coco. So what divided attention as sometimes Newman to me and Cosa Newsipe. Overcast and any divided attention Ben a team of friend Paris and Yemen or Waji League Navy, they wanted to be invincible. The Jordan squad of the boy against Niza. It was squad. Yes. It was squad each and every single time and no issue. Could be a Waji League gave you a war against Arsenal and could be resting players. But still, because the game was important to him. So Barca should take a clue from that game no. And not new man akosoni the way animasi koni as a stand. Barcelona a favorite to win the Copa del Rey. Regardless the last 7 Copa del Rey finals akosono Madrid winning 4. The last time they played in the final.
Ancelotti musu na umetima pamono.
Me sure say Madrid pamono during the season never be a season adru. Ombemana wie but ono ankasa no even if obekwa so on a good note. Because this season, no man ain't down Koyim for my Real Madrid. Because
all can say, there Barca doing, I make sure what you say. Ancelotti's job, no, at stake. So lose that game we are. In terms of easy, the Ama Barca.
And even for my Barca because games against Real Madrid will never be an easy game. But Carlo Ancelotti, no, since the start of the season, the first match Real Madrid bought in the season, no, none Madrid and Madrid in him. We say, oh, a be a course of the next game, oh, Real Madrid and be ye. So there's been a problem. There is a problem with the Real Madrid team. Play or more, the way we see how they concede goals and everything. But we believe that Carlo Ancelotti that so he will be able to do it. But as it stands, that problem now, and that's what so area boss by Real Madrid 18 balls anymore. They concede goals easily. That's not Real Madrid. So if Barcelona ban more grade A and what they've been able to do, or one the last two mabo. So they stand tall. So make me a Copa del Rey and 12 minutes yomonaso. Which of course, oh yeah, Barca and you have Real Madrid near. One casa you testify to the fact, say Barca for and stand at all. By me, it's a penalties game. Yeah.
A penalty shootout.
Yeah, probably 1-1 and then penalties. That's you bet me penalty need there mean to me. You bet me win penalty shootout no. Say kwa mean to me. But be a favor to me friend Barcelona to win. But if we get this game going to a penalty, sir, and yeah, they bet my more because Barca need to do something. Barcelona for no GD is this season. No more I pick it among so we need trouble na dey bet me abom. So I think say a 1-1 and then penalty shootout. Do bet me win penalty shootout no then ya bet my cheche musa. And then Chelsea need to keep their top 4 hopes alive.
How many Everton?
How many Everton able? Chelsea team no with what they've done in terms of Sikaye Tuagu markets no. They can't be languishing at that 7th, 8th, any 9th.
But Enzo Maresca said managers under Roman Abramovich say star striker kwa only experience will be replacing and no set example like Drogba kwa only experience striker like Fernando Torres but no say Nicholas Jackson you are or the certain Tarek George so the difference is very huge.
Say under Abramovich and Swan Kono Chelsea coach. So he needs to understand that too.
And I said Roberto Di Matteo
was because of a situation. Or never last was na and he was sacked. And he won them the Champions League for the first time in their history. He won them the Champions League, something that not Chelsea for any pay. And if not for anything, Roberto Di Matteo so no, now all cano. Say Abramovich time and he won't even come close to team and Chelsea. And it is because of what he was able to do with Leicester City in a change for the final.
But you say this season was a failure because I say previous seasons in Chelsea about Champions League qualifier. But now he's already cinema. Qualified no more the Champions League.
Point in time, many of among what GDA say Chelsea was going to be the second on the league table, if not for anything.
Okay.
They had good runs, they had good games. It got to a point in time. No to me against Fulham was or more game or not for the first time in so many games. I don't know winning a away game. It tells you that Chelsea, almost starting no matter what you have to form, and the mentality a key. When Chelsea was winning, he was like, "We are not title contenders. We are not title contenders." If you are a coach and you keep on saying that, who players never? Even if you can't win, you don't say we are not title contenders. You can simplify it. Yeah, but to accumulate points. If you get the point and it's a G League now, we are good to go. Sana Bebiani go start for Neka. Because they want to put pressure on their players and they don't want to make sure say or more destabilize or more morally. So Chelsea winning games. No me the matches. Chelsea are covered 5 games. Chelsea in 3 lose and Venus and not Chelsea come results. They've been able to get that results there. And he kept on saying, "You're title contenders. You're title contenders now. Chelsea play tough for." So the mentality key today I had he won't be at the bench because of accumulated yellow cards and the other. But still, from the stand, he'll be communicating with Ura, your friend Willie Caballero. Yeah. So he needs to make sure say he's keeping the hopes alive. And so Lusu game and Chelsea is out of the top 4 race. So he needs to get not at least one year crown, one year drawing the game. And yes, or keeping your man outside. He should be working more than talking about Roman Abramovich era. The Chelsea fans are talking about Roman Abramovich because they felt at the time, no was easy for them. In Chelsea, near Chelsea, but under Roman Abramovich, so definitely always they will make reference. So when you come and you want to be the darling boys of the fans, keep on winning. The man club here, Liverpool chair no. It got to a point in time. Not club on to me lose games or Anfield, but what was no lose games at Anfield, but it was because of the chemistry between him and the fans and how he was able to communicate with the fans. The man at Liverpool chair. So if not for anything, he need to know and understand how to communicate with the Chelsea fans. Or more hopes because they don't have hope in him. And if that continues, you'll be a goner. So this game, he needs to make sure he's getting the needed results. And yes, Chelsea is out of the title race.
Me da say Ricardo Varas and our ten in Facha Sports and Uguswa Utine and there's Saturday 9 a.m. and the Jumadiano Ebeba Nawiye Mutep Rahman CC. I say good morning, watching you guys from Sunyani Fia Prezongo. Keep it up. Liverpool, you will never walk alone. Nedia Ojaba Nana Obri Yeboah Joseph. Osiluta, I'm Reverend Yeboah Joseph. Today is my birthday from Sokobine, Flames of Victory Church. Reverend, Emma, happy birthday. I'm going to Emma. Abraham Mafo was a great show. Daniel Coman was this show is live from Ahafu Kenya, number 2, Jericho. Ono di Fraba, Chris Sapon. Pyramid will win double. Rahim Rankin, yes. Maybe by now we are talking about Ali versus Zamalek. Shadrach Ajay Treme. Madrid is afraid to play, but Barcelona, for that matter, this season Madrid can't beat Barcelona. Shadrach from Doma Ahinkru and Odiaba. Rahim Rankin was a great analysis from the historian Habib. More fire to the Barcelona fans. McCarthy Phobia, good morning, watching the show live from Kumasi Bukrum. And as if one name Williams, you see when they offend, and instead of you to condemn it, you are saying otherwise. Sir, as if okay, that's your opinion and view. Also, Ode Abba and no, Mame anyway influence and the maestro, so Abba na maestro, you know, Mame anyway influence Emma. Or say hi. Solongo, Barcelona will kill Real Madrid by fast score line. Okay, 4-0. And no, Solongo, no. Barcelona will kill Real Madrid by 4-0. Nedia or Diabana Pedri. Barcelona will break Madrid by 3-1. Nedia also Eddie Abba no. Where your Kofi Ajma Blackman. Good morning. Watching you inside Pig Farm in Accra. And a Kofi Ajma Blackman Eddie Abba. Where Gabby's Kente Clothing. My greetings to the entire crew. Watching it loud and clear at Gabby's Kente Clothing Kumasi. Just praying that my darling club Real Madrid will win convincingly tonight. For we just supporters a la Madrid. Pepe Paro. Good morning, Facha Sports. Paro watching you from Nyankumasa Hinkro. You are the best. Barcelona all the way. Nyankumasa Hinkro, okay. Abrodunkwa police for the Yencha Omana Royal Babrin Shobroya. Ewo Abrodunkwa Yencha Chamupa. Nana Amwa Jr. Isaac. Good morning, Facha Sports. Barcelona will beat Iyanum Real Madrid tonight. Watching the show live inside Dunkwa in Fum. My greetings go to my brother JKON Obede inside Dunkwa Mfuom. Maestro, the big brother. Good morning.
Good morning, Ryan.
Let's say, yes, how much in Yamenqua? Now, send your Wosu a white bar 3 control coin. Now, Chrome 4 balls on Ujane and office. Ah, no, no, Mukradi. No, Mukratuana.
We say better kwao so abronsan so na mete.
Okay.
Be sorry, I think 5 number 5 exactly 5:20 na me be esuro gate no.
Okay.
Timbia na mete I mean did no. Titao. Man trim me konkra when am here fast and me real me say afi.
No be mouti for na match for
ahomachi a Emma Mukudja, sorry, Ejina Kwan Peka, near the Nomu Tiem, Bobina, and Yansem Katwa. There's a Crofona Yom Hojuma, Ahomachino. Inti Anche, and I'm say, boys, and also I shall say a petrol in Temhoniade.
Oh, but one transit,
Ryle,
and one man in face there. Oh, that maestro. Be honest with you. Check also be a gate, and I will see the dinner. Who we are at Tetas and also coach.
Oh, let me come at you.
That be we are Bama.
Let me remember
the situation. And you be sad, old Ukrana, you be a hero.
Hey,
you be a hero. For saving people.
Just no more. Just to boy.
But Habib so said how much you Benjamin can consume. But the Yamias, I don't know Bible saying fast. We don't talk too much. Real Madrid, I'm tough inside Taji. Okay, Madrid for Munkasa. And my name is Prosper, aka Prosper. Barcelona will win 4-1. Prosper, yeah, that's it. Maestro, about your young penny.
And I think so.
But we change effect.
Good. Oh, yes. Oh, I've no.
And then come from the.
Then I will go.
But I wallet you. But change there. Why feel at the Chawana?
I will be. With the Mia Modembo.
Now, then I feel the child.
Mia Modembo. And the Anna in town from by maybe say we should tidy Puco special events.
Sports president,
oh, yes, and I was 9 o'clock. The TV was say, Secretary, I say, oh, Brian, I say, as a okay, summarize there also.
Okay, nice one.
Offer come. I think any weekends games are over. Now, one birthday before was said me my boy be say Chris or New World Living School El Pancrono was saying any birthday and I was saying me wishing happy birthday. Say Chris no say Chris what child the New World what check or boho check be 5 years ni empire me bomb say nay what would that pay Yankopo in big opportunities and farm. That's a New World Hawk Crown Pub through new in your big international school so being a big contract. The team about or life more at the amount as a summer brabo and be them. So say Chris of Pancron, New World Living School. My more happy birthday near Shase. But Brian, Uko Liverpool and a slot to be to make history for himself. History for himself because of so check it in the history of English Premiership. We have a lot of non-English guys on my the English Premiership. They are most of the clubs on me. I can also meet my coach Diabomo. Club no or best succeeding no was a particular coach or English guy or a typical German guy. And Usia Nadiano from Ralph Ragnick, Abra Ortitano. And so check the growth of Jurgen Klopp at the time and all by the side of Liverpool Football Club. You know, can attest the fact say the minus 05 echo relegation in that particular season. And Sana Dortmund, Borussia Dortmund, Thomas Tuchel, every Borussia Dortmund, Ako PSG, no. Borussia Dortmund, make your mind say they will go in for Papa friend say Jurgen Klopp or the minus 05 Ako relegation, number the number Borussia Dortmund. When he came, the system and identity of play, NBBR was there already for the side of Jurgen Klopp or Borussia Dortmund. Or by number 15 into the play. For the first time for Borussia Dortmund, after the last Omoko into the finals in 1997, Omoko winning in the UEFA Champions League, he took them to the finals of the UEFA Champions League at Wembley. When they met Bayern Munich at Wembley, Omintimi Anje Amfamo Mankasamo as a football club. This was a time that Jurgen Klopp announcing himself and announcing a presence in the world of football, especially in the European-led football clubs. He is one of these particular coaches. When you give him that standard club, and I said that quality club, at the platform so he can easily deliver with his great performance and with his great consistent tactical system. Obetim the amount for any other football club with my finding himself. Fast forward, after Borussia Dortmund, he came to Liverpool Football Club. The only time the side of Jurgen Klopp ever Liverpool was a particular moment or no take key for himself, say, coming to Liverpool, or that kind of connection with the fans, where Abraham or Borussia Dortmund, because Borussia Dortmund, any football club, but it's about the fans. Fans know that emotional connection with most of these coaches are, or Madrid occasion, at the touchline of Borussia Dortmund. The same thing, coming into Liverpool, the only thing the man accepted the bit of Liverpool was their fans. Because this is a particular football club. Even when you are failing, the club fans and also the club supporters will let you know, say, they support you and they rally behind you. Whatever being the case, say even in Korea, emotionally, they will stand against you, and they will stand up for you, and they will fight for you as a football coach. That was the moment, man, have that thought. Man, edgy too, say, Obeba Liverpool, no be seeing a kindness, or be coachy at the Liverpool. And when he came, he made sure say he needed to identify himself as a basic football coach from German, no DIABY. And then he needed to eradicate the tradition and the old tradition in the Liverpool. So when he came, tradition, he said, Liverpool, any a typical identity. Rafael Benitez it was a pragmatic system of coaching on the side of Liverpool, and they won the Champions League. Brendan Rodgers the same pragmatic system of coaching, and Liverpool at that particular season communing so moji the English Premiership from second on that particular season. But when Jurgen Klopp came, he made sure say Obe moving away from the pragmatic style of coach, and then he will come into the idealistic. Idealistic, on board a total dominance football, but then Obebo somehow high press system of football and also the heavy metal system of football was you the master Ralf Rangnick and Ernst Happel in Germany. Or the Beba not making sure the Liverpool Football Club it will be a stable football club to compete in most of these competitions that they will find themselves. And when he came, the first thing that he needed to do is to make sure that identity will become an institution that will involve the fans of Liverpool in that particular football club. For the last time I know the English Premiership was 2019. 2019 I know emotionally the connection between the coach Jurgen Klopp and even the fans of Liverpool wasn't pure because at that time they were COVID-19. So Omo left that particular trophy in an empty stadium and not fans in any stadium. Since Liverpool fans be and supported be in 2019 because the feel because they want to go into the Anfield Sports Stadium just to have the feel of so or more left the trophy for that number of years. Said for the last 30 years, the last time no winning was 1989, and Liverpool win the English Premiership. But in 2019, winning no be in the stadium hall. This will be a pure connection between Liverpool fans and then Arne Slot. Say Arne Slot, it's been making history in Yambo Watchna. Nasa or Tottenham Hotspur in that particular encounter. It will be a big moment for Arne Slot because Tottenham Hotspur said now make catch on Brian. And for the last time Omushe go and also Omu winning a game, Anfield was far back in 2011. And since 2011, Moko Anfield be an Omuntimi make progress and Omuntimi make a name for themselves at the Anfield Sports Stadium. So Arne Slot, that pure history back meeting against Ange Postecoglou's side of Tottenham Hotspur this season. Number M5 by the side of Tottenham Hotspur.
And Tottenham's losing this particular game.
Yeah.
Best secure
so Ed Amomakwase. But then Liverpool will want and would love to lift the trophy in the eyes of Tottenham Hotspur fans because of say this is a particular football club. Almost Omako droughts in so many seasons, in so many years. Almost Epe and crew and Ibiaja almost but Arne Slot. When he was playing, and also when he was a football player, he was a typical one-man player. Obo Edema Peck or the Dutch Eredivisie. He played close to about 459 appearances for this particular football club, making sure say all hanging the boots in 2019. Now he will become that particular midfielder in terms of legacy. Obeja pure class of legacy. Edema that particular football club. After that particular season, he came to AZ Alkmaar. And when he came to AZ Alkmaar, Obe Kochi as a youth coach for that particular football club. When he was being admitted as a youth coach for AZ Alkmaar, in the next subsequent season, in the latter part of 2016-2017, Omu promoted Eman Baye, the main coach for AZ Alkmaar, and then he did very well. As far back in 2019, when he got the opportunity to become the head coach of Feyenoord, the first season of Okbe Kochi Feyenoord, he made a good project for Feyenoord Football Club. So that particular season, he took Feyenoord to the European Conference League. When he plays, and also when he played with AS Roma in the European Conference League, Jose Mourinho, in that particular era. Or the work of Feyenoord went to me, but then when it comes to some of the things where the man Feyenoord that he made sure say in the Dutch Eredivisie, in the KNVP Cup. In the Netherlands, also J. Edema Feyenoord Football Club. It tells you, say, coming to Liverpool, he has seen it all for Feyenoord and even for AZ Alkmaar, was standing that particular test of time in the youth academy system, promoting himself to the main coach and coming to Feyenoord. Now he has seen it all. Coming to Liverpool, all the Jurgen Klopp called. So will be the number to me at the time the moment Arne Slot now me think say good coaches and commit my point. Thomas Tuchel was there. Obi Zabi Alonso commit my point number. Robin Amorim of Sporting Lisbon at that time but then they convinced themselves say this is the particular manner. He has a similarities when it comes to tactical system with Papa Jurgen Klopp, and when it comes to the formations of Edema Feyenoord, it's just the same as Jurgen Klopp. Omba Now that particular system, the project now, ometima shisheno, oba to aso dia mom, and when he oba no, with Tima Bon home more than 79 points in the English league currently as we speak. And he's making himself, and I say he's announcing himself as one of these coaches in his first debut season, Otimi air cleansing a lot of things for himself. Just like Jose Mourinho, when he came to Chelsea Football Club, Obeje that particular first trophy, Edema Chelsea in the last 50 years, I'll make it that history at Chelsea in the first debut season. And Slot is making that history for himself and Liverpool. And that's what against Tottenham Hotspur. It will be a great history for the side of Arne Slot. But me can say, he's not only the non-English guy about the English Premiership, but the side of Claudio Ranieri was an Italian coach. About Chelsea, all those at the time of Roman Abramovich, AJ, and as all taught that particular football club, the freaking bait in Seminole. Claudio Ranieri Befai, when Timia and fact Chelsea and the English Premiership. Ofri Hokoye, Konenamia, or coming back to Leicester City in 2015-2016 season. That particular history at that Leicester City, Abako Seminole, it was spearheaded by a man called Claudio Ranieri, who wasn't an English guy, but then he was a pure Italian guy who came to Leicester to make that particular history with the football club. With the normal materials now at hand, he was able to make sure the English Premiership in that particular season. Then you talk about Jose Mourinho for Chelsea. In that season, Albano, that particular close margin, unbeaten. No, because she was in that season, no, considered less than close to about 15 goals in that season. Now all forming the mid-block system, and that's the low-block system, and that's the parking bar system for Chelsea in that season. He made sure to beat match back-to-back. And the match Chelsea was also dominating. Carlo Ancelotti for Chelsea, the first debut season, a non-English guy, also Italy, he came to dominate and won the English Premiership for Chelsea Football Club. Then you talk about Antonio Conte, and even some of the football club managers on Abe coach Diama Chelsea. These are coaches, and when they came to the English Premiership, they had their class, they had their aura, they had their movement, and the movement, they say, when it becomes so useful, so projects now, so players not a picky, now so project it may picky the amawa. Use that movement to capitalize on most of the competition, and you will find yourself in it. And I believe, most of these coaches have graced that particular occasion. And Arne Slot is coming into Liverpool, and he's settling every differences Liverpool and Kasa Ebe. So I think the emotional connection with Arne Slot and the fans will be pure magical, and it will live to become one of the beautiful tattooed memory in the minds of these Liverpool Football Club fans. But boss, baby, it is a so Chelsea elbow against Everton. It will be a pure tactical clash between David Moyes and Obi to say Papa Enzo Maresca. Why am I saying this? We've seen the Chelsea Football Club this season, almost year. Not even at the time almost second in the English League log now. Papa Enzo Maresca Babon team said they are not in to compete for the English Premiership because of the project in the boys nowadays is not a ready-made project currently, or more pressure. But in the next subsequent seasons, he will come in and compete in most of these competitions. And one of them said this particular man will become a failure in Chelsea Football Club.
And Chelsea supporters in and it's a season,
very good, because of there is a particular club, the syndrome of Chelsea football fans. They say, you find what way now. Papa Wusika, or top fried rice, more touch a love mouth. Or to pizza, bibi a pibi or yet the mouth. Now, Papa is a juma sem aquaform. Now, Mammy, Jana, Mammy, Koware, Bema for. Now, Bema, Mammy, Koware, on the Biosaur PC, I mean, account 1 hour. When he this particular Chelsea football club, fans it demanded trophies, just like Real Madrid and Barcelona. Yes, because Roman Abramovich, in the last year, sir, taking over the match Chelsea, or sacking a lot of coaches because of when he picks you. That's a untiminya jumane mana obesako. The moment Chelsea Football Club, players back at was say Roman Abramovich helicopter nam Kobama. I was seeing making sure in the next moment, coach now on your more training grounds, a bit massacre Football Club. Enzo Maresca can't say Enzo Maresca will become a failure this particular season because of one for winning mentality. Answer this particular football boys need to lima. And by a danger, I'm also competing in the English Premiership. Cole Palmer. He had a wonderful spell at Manchester City. When he came to Chelsea, the first season under Mauricio Pochettino, he was that one-man player, now all spearheading everything for the football club. At the moment in time, he became a poster boy for Chelsea Football Club. Moises Caicedo last season with Mauricio Pochettino, Anko Yanfamono, it was pure Enzo Maresca time in all born year. Enzo Fernandez, also was a traditional number 8 box midfielder. And also last 2 seasons, under Graham Potter, it was somehow good. Under Mauricio Pochettino, it was somehow good. This season, Enzo this year in the midfield, battling with Moises Caicedo, it won't feel very well. Of talent. Anymore, Christopher Nkunku, they have Nicolas Jackson, who is back to back or more that number of goals, that number of assists. You can clearly see they have that kind of moment. We heard Jadon Sancho Manchester buyer. He has added a lot of impact in the football club. Noni Madueke this season has been splendid for the side of Chelsea Football Club. Or make sure the back line, Trevor Chalobah, Lewa Cowell, Mark Ukrela, and then Rich James or Modine, they are doing very well. But baby, I can't carry that to speak, is the least experienced people and making sure that project will become a complete period. So, more experienced, our Chelsea players in carrying that to speak, it's just Rich James and Enzo Fernandez. Rich James, because in 2021, when Chelsea was winning the Champions League, he was there. Enzo Fernandez has won the 2022 Qatar World Cup, Okojidema Argentina. So to me, so for the 2 most experienced football club players, Marco Ukrela, it was just last year, and now coaching the European Championship at the other side of the Spanish national team. And Tomomi and Sano, who leave you more out in the dressing room, or more Macano. These are boys in terms of experience, in terms of more having that tough mentality, and some more having the winning mentality for football club, winning mentality of them. It is you, Enzo Maresca, who did Leicester City air qualified last season, this season in the English Premiership, who accumulated close to about 98 points in the Championship. It was a history for you. So I believe he has to induct that winning mentality in the Chelsea Football Club team. So we lose against Everton because Everton did more. If or Fakye club no more 17 points or Fakye club he has been able to accumulate 38 points carried as you speak. It tells you that big teams now bomb this season against Arsenal. On one casa home he was able to make and make a point for himself. Against Manchester City, he was able to make a point. Against Liverpool, he was able to make a point with the side of Chelsea Football Club. Definitely, he is going to make a point. But Chelsea ain't me and Everton. It will be a big blow. And I remember the Champions League again this season. But the biggest game bit Makosono will become a moment the history will speak for itself. In Copa del Rey, between Real Madrid Football Club and Barcelona, they've met 7 times in the finals. Madrid the team winning 4 and Barcelona the team winning 3 in that particular period. In all other competitions that you get from Barcelona and Real Madrid Football Club, 259 games for Real Madrid Football Club really close to about 106 wins. 51 draws for these particular 2 football clubs. And then just 103 wins now called at the side of FC Barcelona. It tells you, in terms of all other competitions, Real Madrid Football Club dominating. But in the Copa del Rey, when you talk about Copa del Rey, we are dominating in terms of titles. Barcelona have 31 titles as compared to the side of Real Madrid Football Club, 20 titles currently as you speak. So in terms of Copa del Rey, that competition is purely made, and as it was purely made for the side of FC Barcelona. But for the first time at these particular 2 football clubs, Omu meeting in the finals was far back in 1936 when they met Valencia. And that particular game ended by 2-1. Real Madrid Football Club had the early 2 goals in that particular game. Valencia and Sana Barcelona the final consolation goal ended in 2-1 in that particular film. The first final in the El Clasico in the Copa del Rey in 1936. Madrid for 8 million here. The second final team also in far back in 1968 when these 2 football clubs met at Santiago Bernabeu. That game Madrid wanted to have a beautiful but in Zinuzescu was that particular player for FC Barcelona. I was shared that only winning goal Edma FC Barcelona. Your ball game at the end of 19 minutes na Barca Real Madrid Football Club by 1-0. It was Santiago Bernabeu, the home grounds of Real Madrid Football Club. Almost also Asia game was far back in 1974 when they met, and also it was Zaragoza. Madrid wanted to have a revenge against Barcelona in the Copa del Rey finals. So Mito was Zaragoza Madrid shared Barcelona by 4-0, and they scored 2 brilliant goals. Powered by Santillana, who was the captain for Real Madrid Football Club at that particular time. It was Zaragoza. Almost in 1983. Vicente Calderon, Atletico Madrid, Moncasa Sports Stadium, and FC Barcelona won that particular game. Every whole banner. Real Madrid Football Club has dominated in every final submission against Barcelona. The last time Omusiano was 2014-2015 season when they were able to hunt in that particular scoreline. Madrid edged Barcelona in by 2-1. That pure tactical run by Gary Bale or running from that particular wing side, it question in the last 9-minute goal. No, it was that particular moment that Madrid for Ankasa had that game. No, Mankasa mean any better Edema Gary Bale. But so move the tactical options a bit Real Madrid. No, this will be the probable starting lineup. And you get in mind, Inigo Martinez and the Paul Kubasi will be that particular defensive midfielder. And I say the central midfielder, so Mabua, Ama Barcelona, equipe clean sheet, Ediamo Mojus Kunde will become that right fullback player for the side of FC Barcelona. And Gerard Martin will be fitting in for the side of Alejandro Balde, or the left fullback position. Frankie de Jong will become that deep line playmaker, which must standing in the heart of the number 6 role, and here as a destructive organ in the midfield for FC Barcelona, and Pedro will become that traditional number 8. This two combination is very essential for Hansen Flick because this season, who will be all ball accurate passes, Edema FC Barcelona. It has not been Gavi, it has not been Frankie de Jong, because Frankie de Jong work rate in Barcelona by Hansen Flick is mostly limited. On to me, progressive ball in the corner, but then when you talk about more accurate passes for Barca in the midfield, is about Pedro, which is close to about 79 passes are accurate in this season in the Spanish La Liga for FC Barcelona. Even for Champions League, he has made 35 passes. It has been accurate in attacking third for the side of FC Barcelona. So playing him as a traditional boss-to-boss midfielder, or as an auxiliary double number 10 to support Dani Olmo in attacking role for the side of FC Barcelona, it will become a big moment for the side of FC Barcelona. For the right wing forward, it will be Rafinha. Rafinha betima Dani Olmo as a central orchestra betima Babebua, Dani Olmo and Pedri. When they do that, Omu create a lot of numerical superiority. Everybody the attacking third of Real Madrid Football Club, attacking third one. And Lamine Yamal will make a lot of incisive passes and a lot of incisive runs into the mid halves of Madrid or Mancasa Honomno. It will be a total clash between Lamine Yamal and Ferland Mendy, because Lamine Yamal one particular boy or pace or strength. In 1v1 situation, he can easily run and Robert Manson Akasa bypass in most of these particular cases. But Madrid in Finfi Hono will be a problem. Madrid need an orchestra. Orchestra no more Federico Valverde in that particular tradition number 8. No, wouldn't be that particular sufficient enough for Real Madrid. Orange Yemeni will become that deep line playmaker. But if Madrid wants to try very well, then Jude Bellingham, the moment most of the things Edward Madrid, he should add up. In last season, he was being used as an auxiliary striker. This is the way as a neutralizer. And he worked great for Madrid. Any hit map has been splendid. But if he wants to add up more, there was some Jude Bellingham, Orange, Federico Valverde, and making one-on-one man press for Dani Olmo and Pedri. If they are able to close in the gap for Dani Olmo and Pedri, Barca almost systeming hands of systeming in or maybe breaking in a way. So I'm hoping some Madrid can easily win.
What is scoreline, Bebana?
Scoreline of Rio. Madrid
be winning. I know from Big Brother Maestro. And I tell him, Kano, you better die on my many messages waiting for your buyer straight up near the FCM. Mamo, or say, my name is Joel. The Whites are going to get it. Joel, the Abba, and on. And I was also a Fakye TV. I'm on from offense. So Madrid will plug Barcelona by 2-0. Hala Madrid. Nedia. Also, Ediaba. Way 10K. Real Madrid win 4-1. 10K. The end no. Also, I Fakye Kusi from Asokari. Keep the fire burning. Kusi. Yeah, that's a power. Good morning, Fakye Sports. May God bless you all. I'm always watching you live at Esreso. Greetings to my wife, Sister Hannah, upon at Bogoso, and my daughter Celestina Asante, Omo Ejo. So we want for the Amase Barca win. Lawrence Edine from Tardi, Hala Madrid. Madrid is going to win. And no Nedia also Edi Abba and no. Obviously, the Nedia Abba. Obviously, watching live from Wasa Dunkao. Nedia, obviously, Ediaba, and no. And that way, Chris Sapon was a she, Lutapa. There's a maestro that I'm casting, I won't say a man. And what Chris Sapon, that was a Lutapa. Rhyme rank was one dead can never be two life. Okay, Abigail from Paul. Good morning, please. Quick time. Will the game start at 8 p.m. Say, Air Classico now Okadia 8 p.m. And I here. And I Charles Asamos. Good morning, Fakye Sports Crew. Barcelona will win tonight's match. Okay. Black Monet. Good morning, Hala Madrid. Isaac Mensa. Was a good morning. I'm DJ Cash Money watching live from Gomwa Afransi. More fire. Dennis Donguru. Keep the fire burning. Mutab Rahim says good morning. Watching you guys from Sunyani Fia Prezongo. Keep it up. I think that's how much American I can data. My and I have a bar straight up here. The FSM air transfer at the higher Fakye TV, Fakye Sports and the Brown. Fakye TV so Fakye Sports and your team kunya so ye de bro channel so say 9 a.m. non kono bo a na ye di dwumadi ebeba na wiye na ebe kasema du so a wa wo hwe ye ene wa wutie ye be mo akwanya no afre na ado adwenkyere e dia ba memfa fisem kakra boaboa no emamo ena no pai odwumadi no so na anopa ya na Ghana Football Association president opanyine fe ne Kate ES Okraku e dia betu dia se okopie mo Kotoka International Airport na okoye dey a wose CAF president Dr. Patrice Mochepi enu koshia no ni nyina so obepie mu e wo Ghana ha na dwumadia obedi ene se one Ghana Football Association page for betena se na omodi nkomofo ne second term a wenya o serve as a CAF president enu achi no ohwe Ghana eba under 15 African Football Championship a todwa Ghana ha no fanas no so ebetodwa na CAF president abegrease occasion amabibia aye fanti CAF president apiem Ghana enano paya FA boss ene kokoshia no amabibia ye kama eno ensem eno no na no ye the voice bi ma say Ghana sports minister honorable Kofi Adams e dia tudwa chichi mu ese Ghana man his excellency John Dramani Mahama ene na aban say eba Ghana ye local players on boy league no amu be issue youth employment no e de sika bi e de ama A players ne nti sade usika no ne emunchiremu no.
One doesn't know why our Premier League has become the way it has become, to the extent that you sometimes even enjoy Division 1 league than you would have for the Premier matches that are played. You don't see the pack of players that you would really want to follow and watch. Players are willing to leave quickly and for economic reasons. And so again, government has been working, and this is part of the president's directive that we are working out a model. Because these players, don't forget, are also youth. So the Youth Employment Authority has a program for youth where they are employed and paid something. A model like Youth in Sports, where some kind of additional monies will be given to these players in addition to what their clubs are able to offer them. Yeah, something little will be given them. Look, some clubs don't even pay their players up to 500 Ghana cedi a month. Wow. If that player gets a deal in any of they are leaving to war-torn countries because for economic reasons. Wow. So we think that if government does this, it will keep these players here longer. And the longer they stay here and play, the more people will go to the stadium to want to watch those players that have stayed on longer. And the more numbers you have at the stadium, the more some corporates who are looking for numbers at the stadium to put in their money.
Eno ensema Ghana sports minister to you we na say Juma dia Ghana ban John Dramani Mahama ahye no say omeye no eno so chirechire mu say di mai.
The president wanted sports to be considered as sports and not as football. The president knows that sports is beyond football. Football is considered, yes, the greatest, well structured, well organized, and so on and so forth. But there are many other sporting disciplines that Ghana as a country has huge potential. Talents abound. And what the president once said is an opportunity to make sure that you open and give these talents to excel to the level that it will be useful to the person that God has given them the talents and the country and community they belong.
And we are some Ghana, your sports minister, Honorable Kofi Adams, edituja for a Juma Ghana man penny, a channel, any dear was 1 year. Say Ghana, your sports no be fan to my MON-FRI na ebetumpon. Na yenhwe Ghana, your Premier League, you know, and any China matches I would do ebetudwa. Fixtures no said the Isitia ebeko and the 2 games ebetudwa. Accra Lions, Accra Sports Stadium, Omni Bechem United, and the Bishia. Saso ena ebo 6 p.m. amedema Airport Young Apostles and ye TNA Stadium and na urama china Sante Kotoko about 3 p.m. One Adriana FC Beshel Baba Yara Sports Stadium Vision FC about 3 p.m. China only Gold Stars Ebeshia Ewo ni Ajay Kraku the second sports complex Legon Cities Airport Heart of Lions and University of Ghana Stadium 3 p.m. and we China and a Karela United Airport Dreams FC Aliu Mahama Sports Stadium and we 3 p.m. Uchina and a Brekum Chelsea Nations FC game near Golden City Park 3 p.m. China and a FC Samates and a Baseke Holy Stars Ebeshia won St. Chase Sports Arena and we 3 p.m. Uchina na game no and some reactions outdoor and a Ababonte young fan to a Hearts of Folk coach your friend Abubakar Watara and a Edin Sembia to ya so on dear when you say Juma why your Hearts of Folk no ebi etatano ebi sabotage no ebi nko anka ya pamono enye players nko na sabotage no na officials no ebi so sabotage na adwuma no yentie Abubakar Watara nsamo tuga
playing body sabotage at a point. Have you had that feeling before? The sabotage is too much. The big said you perform players. Okay. But what feeling is that? Say baby says. What my feeling? Wow. I'm human being. Wow. Wow. I analyze the attitude of the human beings when the person who are close to us. Wow. Now show me see. Maybe. Oh, around the Jama. It's normal. Huh? Una na mo be catch yourself. We need to plan. 1, 2, 3. What do better last? I said, yeah, come away. That time no the problem. I'm not working some. Yeah, press on yourself. Yeah. The Ugo can say player be coach umpe wasem. Coach be plan on that. Do you understand me? That's the kind of the thing.
I know Hearts of Folk head coach Abubakar Watara and I say some of the players sabotage no omo pese pam no omo pese na adwuma be successful na enu achi no officials ni bi eso da bia omo pai bo omo bo no say on lusu omo sabotage no na o cheche mu edemaye yenhwe Richard Apia o player edma mediema ono so akasa ahead of mediema game omo bebo no
because Andre Ebo respect
ye hwe se no ma bedi dem na ye de player no Richard Apia ye hwe se no ma dem a ye ntie sema Richard Apia edituga
me bom me homa den se metima hye bi amata kwa mahefo ni here mo support so bia so ba hwe because this Saturday evening we there we see hye mo bia ehun tie select kwa mahefo so bia mbra no me hye
enu ye sema player no edituga Hamza Obey coach Edma Vision wakasa game the Gold Stars ebebono wakasa the afa game no yenti Hamza Obey.
Well, I think we have a very tough match against the Gold Stars. We all know they are top on the league table, of which they are aiming to win the league, and also we are also planning very well. I mean, to sustain our position, which is being in the league. It's a very tough match. This week we've been training hard and the intensity of training too is very high. And I believe in my guys, whatever they are being taught at training, I think they are adhering to it and hopefully we are going to.
Coach Hamza Obey and I will tell you about game of Vision and Gold Stars ebebo. Now we can set 3 points, you know. E ya di here omo papa. No mo Vision, no mo anya set 3 points we be ha omo.
Well, I think I should say it has been very difficult winning games now. Matches things that we've done this week. I know the boys are taking it very well and we believe in them and whatever they are being taught at training. Hopefully we are going to take the maximum 3 points, of which we know this is our destiny and we need not to go do anything apart from taking that 3 points. So any system that we are going to deploy in winning the match is what we have been taught at training for now.
Na okasa wi animram ne nhwe before match day 29 yɛnhwɛ said the league table no ECTA any baby air clubs I would be ada na yɛnkɔ yɛnim urama team FN Gold Stars Edikai 53 points. Nations FC that second with 51 points. Out of Lions at that third with 47 points. Asante Kotoko at that fourth with 47 points. FC Samates at the fifth with 42 points. Out of Folk at the sixth with 42 points. Medema at the seventh with 41 points. Mitcham United at the eighth with 40 points. Brekum Chelsea at the ninth with 38 points. Adriana at the 10th with 38 points. Dreams FC at the 11th with 37 points. Baseke, Holy Stars at the 12th with 36 points. Young Apostles at the 13th with 34 points. Vision FC at the 14th with 30 points. Accra Lions at the 15th with 29 points. Karela United at the 16th with 29 points. Legon Cities at the 17th with 25 points. In Swatremai, Barwe, Krano as MON-FRI dada. 15 points. So far, said the league table, they're special. Mama Smadu, Nimro.
Good. Andra, Minister Kasai, but before that, Yama, Dr. Patrice Motepa Kwaba.
Yeah, CAF president.
Yes, Emra Ghana, Africa, the pride of African football. Nay, Ghana. Minim said that's where they I'm saying the star of Africa. Said that's where na
Mugusu star na Africa na sukushia munkubi.
Na say nyadi ntina because minim said that's where they are, but he's welcome to the beautiful country Ghana. I think say obe enjoy ni stay this kakra no be do and obe enjoy. And ESCO member, CAF ESCO member na kwa come the president ticket okrekwa come the president abakrum. We hope say I mean
second grab me to say future biano betimi avie for the CAF president.
And we future some yen China.
Antina me see me tete.
Mama nen som Ghana wiansa.
Se tete me nya baswana.
And yamba pawo ni mo be dey Ghana football. Mama nen som Ghana we na say osise de man nyina wo fie wiana ya hwese obekoka.
Se be ne ket to aso.
The first Ghanaian obedi CAF president na ya hwese
no, yeah, done
kwa there man. Okwa na yeso yakwa akopay if president ni. Some best support me ana.
We
can pay manager na tell us
Ricardo.
Yakwa akopay Ghana if akopay ni we have but until then, yama couple akwa ba na ye ocean the world na under 15 so hope is finals no. Be incredible. Opening Embra sports minister come on yedi kakra ebo boss so me take on it. Na me ready we from the NDC manifesto on sports. Now, agenda 1, and I say point 1. I'll say the party sports agenda emphasizes significant investment and development in various areas in sport. Now, number 1, support the development of schools, Division 1, Division 2, and the Ghana Premier League by augmenting the salaries of all registered footballers with allowances. And it's clear. It was something they discussed prior to the election. Now, my student, virus, the implementation, a quenya on befaso, I implement here, after the show, not me didn't come up behind the scenes to ascertain 1 or 2 details to see, say, implemented the aba, a quang ben sona, kotoko, etiani player, eka. Until recently, minim say biafi no masasa, but maybe a chuma na mi na kotoko place itu obinaka for Fidelity Bank. I don't know if they still pay them through Fidelity and masasa. I stand for correction on that. Let's assume say the same bank na kotoko edasu eyusu. How to folk uses a different bank. Obia wo kwan of us adding etia ni players kai. Kwan ben so na aban ne ebefa. Bosome ne so are they going to pay that amount of money to kotoko? One account when I kotoko add this base at the ama ni players no and now say kotoko etua ni players ni kana wie no now ban no nso aba bitua ne de e so there is one thing ni nyina e pesi hu na me didi nkomo kakra e wo ho what I've been told and he said government will sit down with the football association with all the clubs say maybe ananka Premier League board no e da so ye adwuma ananka mo function very well. Gaka ikre koto abayi virus down for Mr. Jonan Samane be Gaka chairman still yeah share them how effective are they will sit with all the necessary and also the appropriate bodies are or matter no decide this a coin ben so na yemfa bosome so ye betua kana ebeboa saying ye tua na clubs no any omu players ni na ehon be hinha mo because wasn't my issue na virus but could raise an important point say ya nya careful some of the clubs now omu sika say wo from they will sort to aban sika nko because at the end of the day aban tuaka aban tua ne de na club na tua ne kwa they have that belief in say player no wan nti omedi no matter but it should not be that case. Yes, so there are modalities, yes, that's what I'm saying. They will sit with all the parties that are involved, including players representatives, to decide that DNA about Buamunina will be a matter of and Kobasa Abayani clubs never heading. Everton and people are saying, say, these uncle for almost a year, those are clubs need to it. Some of the clubs need to cry mama if any cry air question on them. So one you careful, Abayi Tiana, the any Abayi Tiana is going to jasnet and in the Emma. If you most of the must need Nitia, Oko can, Oko any records, Muna, or the Tia. Because Abayi Tia Palace, they can jasnet, a very reflect, say, you jasnet. So these are all modalities that they need to sit down and make sure, say, on the finalize it, who can part or move first one. About the interest of one, Abayna OTS can say, and Kobasa OTS can not add property now or person onya because government want to do that to say young players a bit comfortable. Now Abuama the best players now they are still but the Kobasa bind the NM and yet clubs then to Amodiana still equisico.
We have to say about to clubs and players and individually. Sanko best Sami Sikano maybe $50,000, $100,000. Nanko dia toso ebia as a prize money. And also, who say Minister Ebai, we didn't come out that say Abai Nekra are in talks with some headline sponsors from next season economy where him say through the intervention of the sports ministry on Betimania. I'm reliably informed, maybe and from the ministry. Aqua could do with super sports likely say hopefully next season. Say near answers, you be no more on board now. They are initiatives and incentives are more air try to get back the ministry. And to be very honest with you, sir, in Komona or my deal with super sports. Now, Matt says a continuous negotiation. The previous government and it started here. Honorable Mustafa Yusuf and then started negotiations and then come on. Emma Neko and Nimkaka. Then the current government and so by that they've also proceeded with the discussions and the negotiations. Now, per what I've been told, and Commander Kwenim say from here, we anticipate hopefully next season in the league. Maybe even a proper TV coverage a league. So I've been told some of the things that be preaching for. I'll say continuous government.
Exactly. It is a best practice. It is a best practice.
Because some people in this about the
for minor
or minor, yeah.
Mate and Komubia mean say Minkase exclusive Kakrabia meeting me at talks are also advanced from government side from GMPC. Likely say even who are also coming on board to sponsor our league. So these are all things our buying side and so try say to bring sponsors league aside say cushion players no also financial we are salary wise on them. So we'll see how and collaborations are exist peacefully between the EFA and Aban. How open, transparent if in so by and the bet say Aban will keep on trying to cushion the Football Association to rise and to make sure that your football ever rise at the agenda. So we'll see how Sunday man moving from then Ghana in Premier League, production one with fixes and the two games now now we were league table said league table asset with 28 yabo area now the position of Accra Lions is having 20. They are having 29 points. The other yes, the other Air Carrera or saying the same 29 points. Okon is Vision FC 30 points. Young Apostles 34 points. So these are all teams that Omunina Obian said that any saves are Carrera with one win. Ebet ma climb at the Abasro. Accra Lions drop here. Ebet ma sign Vision Lucia. Two teams no more than had any of them any good results are. Vision drops into the relegation zone. The reason in here Vision FC game and all against Kalaba, your friend said the Vienna Ghost Stars very important. Now look at one thing. Accra Lions will game to play against Bechem United. You how Accra Lions efforts etete Kotoko na say Bechem has not been good after a draw editia Kotoko area. Omu 2 games on Mabona. The results has not been good for Klaba. Idiadi Bechem they sat at home, lost to Bibiani Ghost Stars, lost to Brekum Chelsea. So clearly it gives Accra Lions the upper hand. They said Obetiwanya good results. When they win, it pushes them to 32 points. Now, Amaba have signed club at the DIABY Vision. The other game, Obesha Kerala United, against him and the DIABY Dreams FC. At home against Dreams, everything indicates Kerala also stand a chance. Obetiwanya good results over club the DIABY Dreams FC. If that happens, it drops team and the DIABY Vision FC into the relegation zone. They say Vision ever drop it at the about relegation zone. And tomorrow, Vision air ball against him and the DIABY goes. I think say weekend we Kotoko. Any Ediana match if you are one gamer and need ebeko one importance cheaper as I game no. Because Bibiani Gold Stars will want to make sure say they keep their 6 points and as our points are with the leading nations FC no. At the top of the league, umbe keep Vision FC will also want to see the dynamics of relegation threat and now. ABOU match is and that crown and copy so match no match drop if Accra Lions are able to beat Club and the DIABY United and then so the dynamics are very wide for Club and the Vision FC or money team BBN Gold Stars, but Gold Stars has been very good recently. On my way matches normal ABOU game from Paul Manson. Oh no, and then the company but they said they are taking games after game and they believe say one gamer omu crosswa ebe boa mo pa match na eba so me add more chance because if they are able to beat Vision and also try to survive league na bona it cushions them, it gives them that advantage. They say because Nations quite way to Brekum Chelsea. Nation probably might go and drop points or even lose that game to Brekum Chelsea. So when you win away to Vision FC, it extend or lead no to Nations FC at the course. Then other games now now to the big game. Ochina. Oh, the Kumasi Mobile Sports.
Faber 1 or 2 game.
Now, no, me catch it. We said match. It comes with a lot of dynamics. Kotokoni Ediana and Ebo. Dynamics listen. Pressure or Kotoko. So Ediana Stars try to also ease themselves from shadows now. Omukoko Shimuno. Kotoko assistant coach, new coach. Be about the new coach or the new coach bounce. No, they anticipate the Ebenya effect almost. Karim Zito has been clear. The message is clear to Asante Kotoko supporters. So, China, more about parking. So, do not come and watch beautiful football, but come and support the team to get the 3 points. That is the most important thing. So, over cheer team up, I'm results against Ediana Stars. They are playing against opponent. There was so many things to talk about. Not only football. There are so many things Kotoko Ediana but they need to make sure say I'm able to put it in bed. Not try to get the results. Players or more Kotoko. Now, no me can. Me add more. China. I have so many things to do, but I'll sacrifice my time maybe to come to the stadium and watch the game because I want to see the reaction of the Kotoko players after saying Yeja Ogumekwen, how are these players reacting? Zito Abba. No the last 5-6 days our dressing room training grounds no how positive are Zito and impacted the Kotoko players psychologically quite best na first one e be psyche MON-FRI schedules no move now amaboama club na results but I want to see once again now no me catch you I will go to the stadium watch Kotoko be you am person me share the midfield battle between the Kotoko midfielders and Seydou Sana me di no much he is a player so say league no microphone bre ball na baso say midfielder ujina ne nanzia and matese big teams no more Ghana ni nyina interested in him
player ben no
Seydou Sana the midfielders are interested in him to see say Casemiro at the end of the season
a household name
yes he's become a household he's a Kumasi boy a typical Kumasi boy and say oye Kotoko na uhia players are omuwa utim ma obe puli crowd omu puli a lot of enema dia mo unya the indigenous of one kasa region no na omu able to never ball so on one kasa also need to prove a point he said and some now man for Kafana it's not just a mere hype he's a good player obetimi atre sa na that so when he get the opportunity to play for any of the big teams that work Ghana I say now he is that quality player obetimi abana but so person me Justice Blay in his element in team Manumo any other players no can how they will be able to contain the midfield of Akwada and DIABY Seydou Sana and then experience some Adams it is going to be a very difficult game. I see Kotoko having a slight advantage. Because of a new coach at Kotoko Enyano, it gives them that slight advantage, but they should be very careful. Remember, ain't taking anything. Say Bibia, everything Kotoko Beshinti. They should be very careful
special one
and win that game for our supporters.
Ricardo.
About that initiative, about the person or the ban. something that's a very what players but me am a TA. Me prophet of
Maba messages will through on what was so Eddie Amame. Starboy. I was watching the show live and clear at Afumim Airport. Fakye Sports, no size. Barcelona is winning today against Real Madrid. And no, and Sama or the Atuga. Where was you Adams? On the Fakye Sports, Mr. Awedi, did you can me from? Okay, also Fakye Sports, some panic Juma. Okay, I'm enjoying the show live and clear. Show live and clear at Techiman. What's what I'm saying? Foreign news. Please send my greetings to Barcelona fans. Barca supporters now. Edge so. Nyaku Michael, I'm watching you live from. I came across so. Piaga, watching you live from Achem Asafo. Ransford Hardy. DIABY was imagine Caicedo Latvia giving a guard of honor to Liverpool stars Wataru Endo. Nedia also DIABY no Aziz Dan Hawa. Good job live in Abu Dhabi. Nedia also DIABY no. Ena Bantma Bequin Sengal what DIABY ha. Emmanuel Doku Osandiaba was say good morning guys. Well done. Ena DIABY no. Okay. My mentor so now hey how to fuck pa Habibu na ko this answer go be
when that time who's the house I'm on match weekend no go omni instruction to radio match 3.3 goals now o chairman is in for sabotage no da minya time pa ma be kan sabotage
so what the can me can say chance o kan ye emma
something be court
on the court na
coach na coach na
Roma de no be wa na some of the players and the technical and officials
so tie coach na sem na o say enkofo bi atimi ebi mutimi kokko players bi o ka che omzu o maestro coach ni person be use coach ni mpɛ wa so be si ma meka na so no wa man ka di ntia players bi ni coach ni konto kwa
of course
mo ana mo so be court no mo fa Watara
ene obo enie
mo fa o ka Watara court o say players na nka se di bo na bro the management any officials bi o mo wati no bo na bro so o be faili players no do mo gina park so a o mo nya chance o mo pese o mo say no na ye pam coach no ene me na make
but supporter is what other boat abano
Haji my friend Haji about say Watara che okru ma do nchi
that boat from how to
from Ghana from Accra to
I say video of every scan doors o man fab do mai
we say the three more di o he we need that's na boat no say there was really 1,100 and 1,890 no or those boat your comfort need 2,000 at least
there be on fan do ma de na kra fu enru ba bia
normally them coca
cola the way anoma city to say the omo ka about aban person tua players ka na o ye yes anoma no enke good initiative o ba me tiati e ka kira wonde club owners na empene
adey se de bia omusu fusika
me say
na ban ba be yi sade no
omusu fusika se sika no mro mo no muntua players ne ka mo nka se ntua players ne ka mo I'm telling you opa ma ban ne nka se me de sika ne be map teams no watua mo players no they will campaign for it
but say yes abrofo na because they say we go Spain any other leagues na we be kura ban team we mo be investigating because yes your football no almost selfish interest the footballs no air collapse
se saade ne be ya adwuma yi a say structures ya adwuma clubs no presenting new ma kire say ye tua players ka fa ha nye table top salary payment ni ade bia but club no say no okru metima ma wo da ade ne say ni city indi e be ya den me de me te ha yi say me city ya ne yen club no me ben clubs ne kakra ne mo ye no e be ya den say ban ne part obi tua players ne ka direct from ban coffers na ko players no direct ebe yedin just say na ebia omunye nyoma gia nkasa e puti structures in place wo one follow sa de ne kinly no ho be kirew enya sa pa dia sa mani to place ne ka direct so teams ne mpene honest no omun mpene I'm telling you say krom e na e wa ha ni we no masiti coach Obaka Watara nen 7 bi wo ho sometimes o da hwa na odwene ho a ontiase ade ba kwamitim dia bona baso oba ha so folk no on sign player ne contract be wudum by the contract be wu February March, September, December. Say the Ghana high teams be since our contract no. Player be our tara sign the biano. O contract be was some. And Sadia in quantity, me bona basso for Sadia na why no.
There's a contract who made
www. We both season we answer our contract who. See player be bomb March near your boot team. You see December the contract who September the be. O contract be who was some time I have league na we with all things being equal. Sadia no quantity me bona basso.
No one renew crown or obetmenya
replacement. But no so nti and our brother house of folk. Or no tactically he's not been there. Sometimes games need be or the tactics need be or I am not on to so. But sadly now all yenimti and our bre. There are people no more has of folk players every single season. This time around moving for players and co. Sabotaging, of course, many are more sabotaging. And humble work players. And so much more work players the kind of relationship are only players no.
Coaching players.
Yes. So you scratch my back and I scratch your back. Now in a positive way. I be a diesel will my boy tiao. Say me know you're very good. Aside working relationship, you want that sort of relationship or what? I be a diesel will borrow me more from tiao. And so your father figure in a team. Say the coach carrying to Kazako players need here coaching. Or maybe you be more father be or madam for this animal. So ye players we keep on saying. No disrespect to a man, but players now say man. Then and some person say, catch or more. They are with you. Sana players net here. To your coach now, but you go down with the players, the level of the players, and no meaning come. And yes, I go Momu who said these are the things they need to do at every single given time. But Omo flautist now punish them. Obu hobbit my punish no was right. And then players never jet to because when him say, "Sa assume here punishing me." Say me corner me koya dey you best have my basso. That's how you used to do Zano man. Intino, coach Abaka Watara ye nyoma ye on the other side and made the home come. But sa attacks we know. Oh who say but to unpack you the besiano. Say the Jumana man say one ya or no so nin come bi odinu abonti no nyai. Because come on odinu abonti man for to catch them penimfo. When you can some man for about Nioma and you want to ye with team now catch a man for 140. So those things no idea no one can so sabotage on one jumano. Aside the man for a penny down for because it was this time Tokyo no. Or no one can so name sembia or cano a sabotage on one. So I idea one nice animal. Now one year jumano or park and so on getting good relationship with the players. No more. You know Nianom nim crofo a yene omo afri enkwalama now we manage some and some our friends or mobile teams ni bi yene omo din komo some of the words are coach ni bi catch boys no one man I say ball ni yakobo fu adwuma e na obi obo no se be se bi o de say nka won se ni po bi kra na ball no obo bi it is all ball na they treat you anyhow sana Ghana hankasa footballers no you treat you even the administrators coaches. I don't tell them that opportunity, coach opportunity to say few words to players, no. Because how I see who players, no. You young players or me a professionals, so will be a doctor or in the juma, will be a teacher or in the will be a nurse or in the juma, no. Sign to players, they will treat them anyhow. And Nuntina Sandman answer to me bum. But coach Abaka Watara, now on dine no money, idea with me, ya. If ever man answer to me, a dear Nanukumas and go. 1 minute now. Yeah, promote 22 players and 21 players for coach Ugum to stay. And your man players are pay and to buy. When Jimmy and Fanny edge my knee on your Pamon. A fee and a players and most more bread. Okay. From now to the end of the season, but justify. Because Kotoko top players when they do maybe not Kotoko Casania double by a FA Cup, which of course I know crown or maybe come chase near Bontini or Montin home any. A church who says a season we cannot go to any top you must have fairly bien. We see come spending no must have fairly bien. And Ghana Hano so Yami and Fakye now failure as a Nikotokwa or club board team. Players of Abokotokwa, Yaja Mokon. And Yan saying, and they beat me coco outside Koboba. Kotokon is a good job and I'll go division 1 division 2. Because I see Kana now know what to call. Who player back one day, me yapa. Emmanuel Sarko. Sense of free Kotoko. We've not seen Emmanuel Sarko debium. Into now opportunity now Bokotoko na. You yam na bo coach call at 2 more players no. When you Diana match in the back and say coach na say sometimes or issues, but a back yampa from a dakwasi de call mo attitude your park ne so how am be execute coach a friend ezito the tactics in the bibia no nyampo tena eba park ne so nyampo Monday say si nchen a eba nyaba be di ho nkomo ha
me da say Ricardo Barras no maestro
that I think say coach Watara nsem no me be can be se coach ba bonten be ka say sabotage na omo sha ase ache Brian enye na House of Folk Nkrofo House of Folk Nkrofo mienu bi e wo House of Folk omo sabotage coach
Nkrofo mienu be
yes o de meba Brian you last season we and I say you be 3 games am you last season every you know Watara extra 14 players din at the command management say Sankro for 14 we you know kosre House of Folk board no omunje omukwan no monko no no enye good recruitment and from House of Folk club no oni management no kokasa no ena Nkrofo mi na me call masem the fair chiri ba players no tin
okay
ba sa 14 players omo from makum ba 14 players no catch on say ye the makan list na ye say ye ba beja mo kwan no bo coach Watara na mo ne sere ne de sales na bre management it is say mo pese mo club ne mu dia e wo say mo bona boro yes mo pese mo club ne mu a e wo say mo bona boro ba sa mo pese mo free mu dia mo de mo bode mo bono na players no form ho adwen say it is a dia sa games na kan okay say last season on the ball against Kotoko e Barbara Sports Stadium
okay
Shebo na House of Folk boy in last season Barbara Sports Stadium I think so Kotoko show saying was it 2-1 or 3-1 Mukola I say it was 3-1 or 2-1 and move I think 2-1 Shebo na obo boy no your boy season we no and the players no form ho adwen say na coach na den aka and we are going to face the coach one-on-one. Coach, you know. No, say information saying that no cry na Watara catch players and say no cry. Because me buy who say moon devote to myself and for my commitment no form. Is some person mo show say mo commitment level e was so e was House of Folk team no dia. Ene just say mo show bibi e ma me hu in the pre-season. House of Folk J penny e pam most of these players call you know. And I'm penny for be House of Folk team no say faith the call management no say it says kasem kran hwan edin House of Folk class season the number of players on the mark club no I think say it get too close about 2 weeks or 3 weeks to the start of this season and some House of Folk decisive to buy some of the players they could talk as someone bought some different issues and number House of Folk now House of Folk you want some got two players although some much opinions some best players no but Zikana House of Folk they call transfer market I got two players the other club no na edin now omokoto players ne buy no still niam bi e yakoso no esanso okoso because of say coach we buy no hu sem penifo bo club ni mu a enkrane salary no omoje ni penifo bi tete so sa wo chitua sa kwan no secondly opanyi Watara sanso hu say penifo bi omayo omadwen say tembi omo the players in the back club ni but so omo mienu afa players and back club ni mu a obi afa players in back club ni say players no so back because ayo omo players so almost so influence players no against coaches ochi asa atokro na Watara na identify the player no back of player management of player na ba no e no ho time asanso akọ management no some crofobia management no enti total sabotage ne de ya de e wo House of Folk team no as a House of Folk management no omo ehu kwa befa so solve this issue no masa issue we pertinent na say it's not team mu cha Watara beko ba coach no be ba no bebre
me ka say broni bi baaye
yes
oko ne nsem odi ja wa chire na
yes
na no de
broni obaaye no that Serbian coach me refinity Slako Matic right that's yes Slako Matic in Suana House of Folk players dey training no oba was sachet water there players in nom sachet water e wo training grounds e go say bottle water meanwhile club in penny for ABOU says and crown ko training grounds are e was saying so mo no ye bottle water but penny for be ko to sachet water no there ba o to nso no guye it got a point in time na penny for be ashe fans no kutupa coach ne run e to break up police station and say na wonya fan we come ko bono we are talking about near me course within a football club se me kasa me kan se me course wa House of Folk a kire wa e wa ha no ma be se yenko Empenifo bi na te club nim, eno mudi club na bro. But sekeni bi ni wo be university, e wo business bi mo be hese sa business nim collapse so that.
Dabi.
You rat to be. We invest so much in Accra House of Folk. Accra House of Folk, omu recruitment level, omu structure, omu salary structure, and very big, Brian. Because salary or my players now, it is very big. Or home ye, but obey sa investment, obey sa nyama winning in a football club. Na se wunti mi ensi jinaye enhu se nyama ya koso nkrofobi ma football club na ekọ from select ko match ko ba ko fa coaches bebre aba omo ko but still problem na da so and problem so nkrofobi mo club ni and the coach ankasa ba bonti nyama na hye na so ahano last week I think so by a sister station e Ukroma light out into the wind mi ankasa san same way na ko ba Kroma na ka wo ba beka but be ejina House of Folk a big club. So House of Folk got trophy this season. It means so Oma feeling because FA Cup no MON-FRI Premier League nya dey say watara betimi age. So wanji a Oma feeling babra ya. Achina Kotoko ni Eduana.
For 1 minute we na
battle of contest. Kotoko still e will hope say a year the more they can easily go into the GPL title. So anko yi amfa more mun the GPL title a baby do many betche no e FA Cup. But bona ye be bona nyam watch na no. Justice Blay in team menu they should hold up their legs very well. Oh Abranti na Varas kana asem say Sana. Seidu Sana.
What's your friend say?
Seidu Sana Casemiro. Square.
I have watched him very, very well.
Okay.
And I thought say it was a hype. It's not a hype. The guy is very good. We have 3 different types of midfielders. He will be, I friend, a combative midfielder. Or no. Ojina Fakon. No, with me, I instructed on the traditional box-to-box midfielder. So, on Unia Juma, no Ojibon or Diamano. Any you will be a Honuma or a non-static midfielder. I want to know that's not a non-static. It is very, it is very, very difficult to find a traditional defensive midfielder or flair. The passes are very good. Or what that kind of pace will make him carry ball into the attacking third. Go back Ghana Black Stars or more that qualities the Kakrano, Maida Chimeru, any Thomas Partimo. Accra with that kind of caliber no, or that kind of qualities no. It is Oshia against Justice Blay and Impo
Maestro. Achina diamo ye mo samu di hu tro ebinu so but the change never kone akọwetina say boy na friend Seidu Sana said mo aka na ansem a say he will be a game changer or no any be dictate baby a game na o say ko je be kone akọhwe obetima fed contribution about and somehow do a ya ka mo no nsem ni afisemu na bia aye kama number no 0206 334646 0206334646 waiting na Fernando Adwencha bana 0206334747 na odo contribution aban sama odo ayabubu su nyina no obetimi edi aba na so odo aba na bia ye kama Sekotoko coach Karim Zito the first game obefa Kotoko the exit of Ogun je na ebegura Kotoko team no and Copa del Rey 8 p.m. nyina no odo contribution ba ibitimi ajama bia so ayekam aye Fakye TV Fakye Sports mama call line no so am first caller ni nkomo
hello good morning
boss udini baby out free
make us a few kumase
udini
country je from ID
patch into
House of Folk the young person from Accra on the House of Folk team no I was him yin for be feeling pain for be him no credit to because we have ball and now you say ball ko brabo atre say chance you was say ni pa na chance you say no and this what me say sa chance we are na e chere wetin ma ba say and then the woody coach na bro so woody coach na bro na bra sa say answer what say belifo na answer coach na ye so and to what say so person mu show to me say se panyi bi brabo say do be abora who do one bro because if I find any punish no yes so nanti they do no person so nanti and then wa for je patemo je ayi dollars ne pounds no out here this season when je there be I was almost so na Ghana football so kwa ni mu because boy has sponsor be any so sponsorship bien so bet power sponsor last season where you call one sponsor because you for so be our so and the other was said Ghana football players and so the show team there was some money early money competition now no new dream is here no dream man you think call Africa do semi final and catch 2000 by Ghana team na kwa do semi final has team ko ji says me no aba ko ji for ne no aba kotoko de 2 ne ko ji for ne no de aba
me da say MON-FRI another caller so no some funny dem hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Would you be free? Me ba choma on this man me why? Yet you. Me ba cho ofra no lower u TV set no. O kasa ye beti yeso e kasa o beti. Why? Because ma of feedback or
me dey di be shit kasa fit kwansai.
Yet you me ba cho yet you.
So hat dey na me so so. Me ka kata. Because we share hat I am almost no bo coach abro ni abro. Players na kasa so no parent. Omo ti omo abro. Simply because I o ye adwuma ama wa kasa. Nti se adwuma ma ho na se ka se adwuma na ye no ebo opanyina abro na mani gbe ya. Adam de dem say we sakwa one kasa na so no ire I could feel aqua on a regiment wide wobble. The more also being to no on another more keep decided one who ride on other store, especially a black is a Benjamin Sari of Freeman. Ubin is cut, but then when you're only coaching one check. On another version, if you what they will be a coaching a bow after what they should be able to put in our body. I don't know a day in the same we say when they believe when you're coaching the vocal now a day is the next another day. Yeah, at the football I hope say how to put place now is money now. We are no personal way to be announced project for real with your like oh yeah. Football now there in the gym in the game I know and only not could fear to next year. I be scared pressure. Instead I will know shaking the area now in the I'm a channel say I cannot say anything be a part my scared which are the project for that.
Me da say MON-FRI last caller na yemfa dwumadi nsi. Hello last caller.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning boss. We didn't be free.
We didn't na say free ngan training say. We dey bro you kotokwasem no na me pese we dey manutu nkaka.
Pacho kwanda.
Yeah, mesre supporters ne say ya so yi pay yes so amubutu mi yo mudadodo. Say supporter bia bi team ya. Who play one more say what to play BSK. Because if we are to move in an quantity, pay your board support on all better. Am I management here to pay and I can only do more what I put to this car as I tell it. 2 people, including Madrid, yes, because your DB said, oh, you know, near here, near here, no, number 4 we have for. And on the money to scar. If you see this hard normally now. Kotokona we do in support a year in here. And for Sudan because one player bobo you tiawoka waduma oye. So me na him. Me prefer me ku fi many beji me bia madam fu bi has ni ana say we team bi for non support nya. Me tuma se no. Fe Ghana ha wie bowi. Se wo kro me tie wiem ni no. Na wo ku hu metu no. Na wo see coach ya pian na se bi sa wo if you saw things say, we stop here, tell wow, because you be a man can say, Yan, we didn't speak at or down or better. If he supporters in laws, he said, who be anti play a BSK or by any Jumaco or those who be in here. I saw one who in here, he began quite now, but Manuti, no disciplinary.
But I say, you're the course, no, ABC, yeah, call. Kofai, my message, you know, Kofai fast food, Sofolai, traffic light, wa, Yankopon shop, and then Yankasa, me ba Gerardine, Ajua Pukia Boache, and they baby Adwa, Yankopon shop, sending them a happy birthday. Habib, weekend ye ramu say free aye call sports president ye call the name
na ye ko jena man name na fine ti osebo zo alaba hwe ni me eba na abeta che bia fine ye nchia ya hwefo nyina na me nchia Rahim Rankin. I think he has been one of the ardent listeners of the show every day and a per year later year original so or 20 Rankin me nchia na nyame aduma 3rd of May so me so me wa badin to ba kwa ni say me invite him na mu nyina maba beta ma chi
oh yeah nyame ase Habib nyame adom oh so tie twi kaso me wa badin to
me invite him ma be jame na mako
underline word abijao
na mako na say ka mo
so de bia be come for this
ade bi commercial center bo edi take ya boss yes right my Mr. and Mrs. Boating Keyboard Fashion CEO no nyame adma 3rd of May and also to the body and also sorry to say I may invite mu nyina na mako we ni pass yakwa kota ni chair bibia
all free pro eastern and west
sir yeah west was na ebum district na ebum na nzen amuti in east and west but ye nyina da so didi bom ti
because honorable Emmanuel Kwaku Buam pro east
yes MP
nyami shana hard working
yes he's a hard working
fresh out parliament
na unim na djuma ni so since obedi akonwa yi mant kakra yi ho adwuma wa start o ye wudi nkomo yeji any ase ho na udidi nkomo he is indeed
honorable Emmanuel Kwaku Buam no
MP
nice bro the ladies lover
oh yes there was a man just on me film.
I'm just going to what's in the film? This man just someone that I never messages. What's going on?
I think the incoming MC of Asante Mampong, Jomo Star, Managerial. Me bompire is a lesson of a banana. Yes,
very young power.
Very young. And I think say who deserve it because I've seen her growth right out. Asante Mampong upo behind this ni dana kuma super wa fight the man this na Esther because Esther iminu ya ba prekope because na enye nchen na I believe say obetimi in that position but if you hanoma me am bra me boss minua ye kwakuja na kama na name ceremony no ye kwakuja no na bibi etimi ahye ye osini ma wa ye gumachi no fufu no enye easy sa ponche wana akraba no
we are table ponche
or the two sports crew no enye nyaze ngeto
Ricardo
Luta yako ba madam for Mako ene nyameki Thursday ana omusi omu papa na omusi na mfo no be yema na yefe nti omodamase na omuhyiam because ade to mani a no mo antimi nyintim be bomo mu yenti omodamase na bibi atime kama ya hefo ya chia obi biara ya ko weekend ya sure say Friday day ntufo tie ne no de wahyehyɛ na to aso sa nyampa Monday ba ni abeti afutu tiken
me da say Kagawa the finest baba one hour me come out patasi depo yeli twa de na si adunduma Monday anopa 7 AM obeti enka say ABOU DIABY beba be lijama bia kama beba twa enye yade otia ne na chi kakra ntina metina mu ma no wote Habib the special one wote nka G
the flight near Nanu, baby drew down and then
the flight near Nanu. Facha for ya 7 PM because a facha timima 2 days. Oh, 2 days. Bitim kwamo on this side bar. Nice well been a mission.
Work out the month. No, no, go down on by.
Catch you, boy.
Unia so almost on her, you wanna why within that short space now. Unyangi employer of the month, but next one good can of Bantino. PM the Onimajuma, PM 12 in India, Minimajuma.
What's Ricardo Barras and Kamidia Jinuta Kinoko MCR, led by a year your programs manager, Abe. Obojuma Sasuna Hilda and Benedicta and Gilberto no Nas babia will be a so trading for Basayadom the executive producer sa omo ahoden na beka ye ho twichichire na oton jai na ho to na bianye kama rich asu gina camera na chi ehwe ma bibia ye kama edo bibia se adondom na se Monday to ye besia